is going on? It's episode 505 of Pass the Gravy with Alex, Pat, and Bobby Jokes. And I feel like I have started off the last two podcasts ranting about commercials. And last week it was the weird motivation guy that's like, guys, are you being the best version of yourself? Today it's a truck commercial because it's a Lainey Wilson song. I had to look it up, but it's like a Ram commercial. And it's like, I got a heart like a truck. It's been drug through mud. And it's got something with gasoline and something driving clean. And it's a very stereotypical country song. But I got on Facebook the other day and there was this girl that's like, this song is so true. And it was I like just writing so true when it's a really cringy meme. But she was for serious. And I was like, girl, that's a Ram truck commercial. You can't say a Ram truck commercial defines your life unless you're a Ram truck.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can. If the song wasn't written for the thing,
I don't know. It was from Bell Bottom Country, her latest album, Lainey Wilson's latest album. It says, I got a heart like a truck, been drugged through the mud, runs on dreams and gasoline, and the old highway holds the key. So true.
Don't tell me how to live my life based on truck commercials. I live my life like a rock, okay? I grew up listening to that commercial, and I was like, you know what? When I'm a man, I'm going to be a rock. I am. Don't tell me I can't be a Chevy.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson listened to that, and look at him. Look at him now.
He was already an adult then.
Truck commercials do make dreams come true, I guess.
And also, Sam Elliott tells me to buy anything with that silky smooth voice. I'm going to fucking buy it.
No, it's funny, when it was a truck commercial, and it's I get it if that was a regular country song, it wasn't a truck commercial, but it's it was one of those Hulu ads that every commercial that you watch, it just runs the same commercial break. You're like, oh, you have a minute and a half commercial break. Well, you're gonna get to see this Ram truck commercial 2 times out of 3 every single time. So you're like, I've already heard this song a bunch. I didn't realize that it wasn't written specifically for the commercial because it seems so much like it was. And then to see somebody use it as this is talking about my relationships. All right.
Well, let me ask you this. Is Lainey Wilson in the commercial?
Her voice is, I think. I would assume that's her singing it.
Because she's got an absolute dump truck. So I was going to say,
that's
if she's in
it,
yeah. If she was in it, then it would be worth it. But
everybody does talk about Lainey Wilson's ass. I'm more particularly worried about, I think her brain is more beautiful than her ass.
She's actually a really good songwriter.
I'm a brains guy, not an ass guy. I'm a respect guy.
I actually like to respect the whole woman and not just part of her and single that out. That's very fucking misogynistic.
I like to especially respect her intelligence first before the rest of her.
Every part of her.
I like a woman I know I can play chess with. Emma laughs at that, fuck you.
I only play chess if it's booze chess, where you take off a piece, you have to do with whatever shot that is.
I want to play Star Wars chess. That would be sick.
Let's do it.
Well, we gotta get the Millennium Falcon first.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Let's go. Find it, dude.
Break into Disney.
Find it. Also, last week I was saying I just got sucked into the pyramids wormhole of watching conspiracy theory videos. This week there's a whole new wormhole I got sucked into, and it's just hippos. Hippos are fucking wild, dude. There was a Facebook video and this hippo's just chasing this boat. And some guy's like, did you know hippos can't even swim? They're just running. And that's what the scariest part is. If they can't swim, so they'll just run under the fucking water and just jump up and fuck shit up. They can just capsize boats and they kill more people than lions do. And they're fucking just
hippos definitely swim. What the fuck is that guy talking about?
No, they said they don't. They run underwater.
Okay, but if their feet aren't touching the ground, that's swimming.
Well, that's what this guy said, and he seemed like he was an expert at it. Right? I don't question things I see online. I just believe them.
Have you ever seen those videos of the hippos chasing the boat through pretty deep water? It's not a fucking giraffe we're talking about here. It's a hippo.
Well, that's what this guy said, but still, hippos are fucking nuts because I just was YouTube hippo videos, and it's just hippos chasing after boats and just running after people, and they have those fucking crazy teeth just right here that's like, I don't want to piss off a hippo.
So according to National Geographic, hippos cannot swim or breathe underwater.
Burn. Yeah, Pat, where's your hippo
How are
facts
they
now,
good staying
motherfucker?
on the fucking top of the water chasing boats then?
I don't know.
They're just fast runners. They can jump
along the
It's
riverbed.
like I bet if you clicked it, it would be like they don't actually swim. They're buoyant enough to float on the surface, and they just build up enough speed with their legs moving. And be like, yeah, that's fucking swimming, dick.
But maybe that's what it means, though. But it's like all sciencey, so it makes sense. But dude, I was watching YouTube video after YouTube video of just fucking hippos chasing boats and shit, and like,
Yeah, I get anxiety watching those.
you know, those
It's like the
breaching
only thing on the
videos
planet that I don't
for
like it.
sharks. They have those breaching videos.
I
where
love
there's, like,
that.
the seal, and the shark just jumps up. Like hippos do that, but it's like with like these birds are just on the top of the water, and you just see, and it's a fucking hippo. And like sharks look scary, but those fucking hippo teeth look terrifying. Because it's like, I know what a shark looks like. You know what a hippo looks like? But like a hippo is like an animal cracker. You know, you're like, that's what I eat. That's for kids. No, it's not. Those are fucking just monsters. They're just giant monsters. And like, we're like, oh, it's just hippos. No, they're fucking scary as fuck, bro.
The other day, I was talking with somebody, and we got on what is like the biggest apex predator on land, and they're like, I think the grizzly bear could actually take out the lion or a hippo. And I was like, lion, like, yeah, probably. I don't think a grizzly bear is taking out a hippo. Like, yes, they've got the claws and everything, but if the hippo gets that tooth into the grizzly bear's stomach, that's game over. It's just gonna like pierce right through the grizzly.
Get you into the water.
Well, that was the thing. It was a land fight. It was a theoretical land fight. But
yeah,
dude, a hippo's so much bigger than a grizzly.
right.
Hippos
It's
are
just
huge.
Yeah, it's the third largest mammal after elephants and rhinoceros. Fun fact, I also learned that in my little hippo wormhole I was in. Maybe I just need to do that. I just need to get sucked into like a random wormhole, and it'll just be like Alex's educational moment. Here, guys, hippos, they're fucking crazy.
Oh, hey, Robert, I've got a great idea. You'll love this. We could add another segment where like once a week we just all go down a YouTube wormhole and then we do a 45-minute report on it.
We sort of did that in the beginning of the pandemic with the Time Machine Club.
Yeah.
We just picked a random year. We're like, hey, I thought it was crazy. The Post-it note was invented this year. That was crazy. What I thought was interesting.
I forgot about that.
We did that.
Because we had Where You Been, where we just talk about what we did, and we were like, well, we're not going anywhere, so let's just have like a book club, but for a year. And then we like, that was fun for a little bit.
Things we've ever done.
It was kind of cool because we all looked at it. We just looked at the Wikipedia page of that year, and then all of us would sort of grab like one thing from it, like, huh, that was cool. And then moving on.
And no, that was the best part. Is it should have been a 45-second segment, but then me and you would just somehow ramble on for 15 minutes.
But that's like, we should just do a Wikipedia club. We'll make a Wikipedia club, and it'll.
Can we bring that back?
I don't want to. We don't need to add more segments to it.
I know we don't, but and maybe this
Robert's gonna leave. Everything leave the show.
Everything looks fond in your memory. It actually probably sucked. But
I felt like we learned shit,
fun.
and like we
apparently not. We all forgot that we did it.
I remembered it. We are sometimes like an educational podcast, like telling you that fucking hippos can't swim. We just proved that. Science.
I reject that. I don't believe that.
Well, you're not a learned doctor.
Neither are you.
I watched Scrubs, so sort of. You got you there.
I watched it too.
Got you there. I watched more, which means
you probably watched some Grey's Anatomy too, which I did not.
I watched ER as a child with my mom.
I didn't watch that episodes. One. So yeah, you got a leg
George
up on
Clooney was so dreamy on that show. So I knew that.
Still is.
Yeah, still is. Last thing I really had for the Precome segment today that we're obviously already pretty deep into is sleep is fucking tight. I've been off work this week, so like I've been getting like 7-8 hours of sleep, and it is wild. Like the other day, I slept until like noon. My body woke up, and it was the first time I didn't feel like even a little bit tired when I woke up. And I was like, "This is fucking awesome. Like I sort of get why people get full like night's rest. My brain's like, what do we do? Firing on all cylinders. I'm like, I didn't even know I could go to this mode. Maybe not sleeping 3 hours a night is the way of the future.
Yeah, it's a really, really fun way to live. I mean, one of my favorite things to do is just like I wake up and then I don't even go back to sleep. I just keep resting. I just lay right there for hours.
I do
I
like
don't
the
have
like
anything to
laying
do.
in bed. You get to check your phone, and you're like just laying in bed for 30 minutes. You're, oh fuck. It's
Does
like
it? Okay. Does this happen to
10:30,
either
and
one
I'm
of
still
you?
just laying here.
This happens to me all the time. When you first wake up, you open up your eyes, you roll over, you grab your phone. My phone has never once recognized my face at that moment. Like every single time, like I like open my eyes, I squish my face around, I change it. I have to use the passcode every time. Does that ever happen to you guys?
But yeah, I've definitely had to use the passcode before.
I never once has my face worked. I am apparently a different person for the first 22 seconds I'm awake.
Maybe.
I've never tried that before. I have the fingerprint unlock, so that's what I do.
It always recognizes your fingerprint, probably.
Fucking Android
you
always
burned
has
it
to be
off.
different.
But yeah, sleep is pretty chill, dude. I get it. I get it. And it's kind of been nice to like, I have like, I was telling Pat, I have like a weird schedule now where like Emma goes to sleep around 10 because Emma still has to work with a loser. I have been like, oh, okay, I'll set an alarm so I can fall asleep on the couch. And then I wake up at like 11:30 and then I hop on Xbox for like 4 hours. And then I just roll into bed a couple hours before she has to get up and then just sleep until like 9:30 or 10. It's great. Great little day. Today I got up because I had to do some podcast prep, but like still got a solid like 7 hours of sleep. It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I told you this earlier. What did I say? I woke up at 11:30 today. That was the earliest I've woken up in like 4 days.
I texted the group and I was like, hey, I don't have to work today, fam. Like, if you guys wanted to record a little bit early, I know I'm usually the reason we have to record later in the day on Wednesdays, but I was like, if you guys want to record a little bit early, I'm down. And Robert's like, I don't think Pat's going to wake up until like 2. And I was like, good point.
And I was
But
like,
no,
hey,
then
I'm
you
actually
texted us
awake
like an
right
hour
now.
after that.
Hey, in my defense, it's because I go to sleep at 5 a.m.
Fair. No, we're not. I wasn't shitting on it. And I just kind of threw it out there. I was like, well, I'm up. Like, I'm ready to go today. If you guys want to go early, like, let's knock this shit out. But yeah.
That's when I'm gonna find my soulmate. When I find a girl that, like me, also likes to not do anything, but just be awake from the hours of like when everyone's going to bed at 10:30, 11, 12. No. I just stay up catching up on whatever show I'm watching for 5 hours. But it's just me. Nobody else in the world exists. It's awesome. It's quiet. Nobody's talking to me. I'm not getting fucking spam calls.
No, I would say that like that is just like it doesn't have to be a specific hour of the day or anything, but I think that's just how you found like a soul mate or just a mate in general is like I would assume that Robert and Sam enjoy just doing nothing together. And I love just being like, Emma, do you want to just watch garbage TV and just sitting on our couch? Let's do that. And it's like, cool. That's what we did for a whole day. And like when you're cool doing that with a certain person, you're like, we can do this long term. I think like that's really like it doesn't have to be over. No, I get it. You have to do it on the hours where other people are not. So you would just find somebody that's like on a night shift or like that works like an off hours shift.
Yes.
Find a overnight welder lady.
Ooh, that's sexy.
And she could weld a house for you.
Probably has strong arms, hold me, make me feel secure.
Oh yeah. She could build things for you, like a foundation for a better relationship.
Oh yeah. She would drive her truck. I'd be a passenger princess. Oh, let's do it.
That'd be great. She has a heart like a truck, and she's been drugged through the mud. Built on dreams and gasoline. The highway holds the key.
That's enough.
That's enough. You don't want me to just keep quoting Lainey Wilson?
Yeah, you can stop there.
I know she's like cool. I've seen interviews with her. I don't listen to country music, but like that does seem like an AI written song. Does it not?
A little bit, yeah.
Like AI, write me a country song about trucks. Done. And like that would be what it spit out.
I think what you're describing is just Nashville.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, that's
They've been
one
doing
of
that
those
for 20
songs.
years before the AI, man.
Blue Jeans. Yeah. Anyways, what'd you guys bring in for the Precome segment?
I'm we'll get to it later, but just Aaron Rodgers is gone, so today's a drinking day for me.
Of emotions.
Yeah.
That's good for us going. The
I
longer
had-
the podcast goes, the more combative Pat's gonna be.
Oh, yeah, this is probably not going to end well.
He gets
But,
really excited when he gets drunk on
Yeah.
liquor.
I'm a fun liquor drunk, I like to think.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I had something earlier, but then Aaron finally said the words today, and everything else just blanked in my brain. Like, I knew it was coming. I knew he wasn't going to be a Packer, but it finally happened. There's a sense of relief, but also it's like, oh, fuck. For the first time in 23 years, I don't have a Hall of Fame quarterback right now.
Well, you technically didn't when
But he
Brett
was,
Favre
though.
left, but he became one. But we don't know what Jordan Love is. We'll get to that.
I'm just going to, yeah, we will later. Because
a whole bit on the podcast about that.
I know we're going to get to it, but it's just, I don't know.
It's been a
Sad.
weird day. It's been a weird day.
But I'm happy it happened. Like, I'm not sad. I'm end of an era sad. Like, you know,
we had the Eli Manning episode where, like, I think it was Robert. I think you were out of town, and it was just me and Robert. I was like, "Hey, hold on, dude. We got to redo the entire podcast," and like we had to restart it. And I was like,
we
Eli
were right
Manning
about
just
to
got
start.
benched. This is different. Shit's about to happen, and so like, yeah, we had to redo all that shit, and I was just like, "That's my guy, and he's gone now." Okay, and like same with you now. Like, this is your Aaron Rodgers podcast, so T's and P's to Pat right now. Everybody,
we'll get through it. Let's just move on. We'll just steamroll ahead.
Is that going to be Altuve for you, Roger or Robert? I don't know why I called you Roger just there.
It's his other alter ego.
I was thinking Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, Roger Barbosa.
Yeah, I imagine so. Because I haven't
He's
really.
your favorite all time.
Yeah, he's like I'm a little disappointed about Yuli, but I think it kind of makes sense. You know, you got Jose Abreu. He's technically better. So like, yeah, when it's Altuve, I think that's when that'll be my.
That's good.
You got a taste of that when Venezuela played him in the spring game the other day, where he got a hit, and you're like, "Fuck, it's not fun when it's the other way around, is it?"
Whoa, that looks weird. Him hitting against us.
Why are you hitting against us? Yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah, I've been enjoying the World Baseball Classic, a surprising amount. I didn't really
I like Great Britain's jerseys a lot. That's my favorite part of it.
The T falling off it too.
Just the Walmart of it, where somebody was like, "Hey, we need jerseys," and the jersey guy's like, "Fuck, I forgot about that. That was due today. Let me run to Academy real quick and get some iron-on letters."
I did see that supposedly like the Great Britain team, like their organization is just like completely fucking broke. I was like, you guys you can't afford jerseys?
Who's your favorite British baseball player? Go.
Jock Peterson.
He's British.
I don't know, but he's on the team. I
haven't watched a second of it.
The only player I know, because I looked up at the screen when they were playing yesterday, and I was like, oh, Jock Peterson's playing for Great Britain. You should be watching, dude. It's so much fun, especially now that you have this.
It's on in the middle of the night.
Yes.
I was trying to watch Canada and somebody, but they just kept doing like an Alex Rodriguez Big Papi thing, and I was like, I don't fucking care, guys. There was like them and the cornfields for like that like League of Our Own, or not League of Their Own, the corn game they do every year, and it was like a replay of like the special they did. They're like, why is this on? It says there's baseball on. What the fuck, FS1? Wasn't cool.
You're just grumpy.
I was grumpy because I was told there'd be a baseball game on, and there wasn't a baseball game on. And there's a weird time like when like being up in the middle of the night is kind of like cool, but like after that 10:30 NBA game's over, like I officially have bingo carded every single like sports pass pretty much. Like I have Peacock so I can watch Premier League games. I got the MLS season pass on Apple TV this past weekend, so now I can bet on MLS games.
Why?
So I can bet on MLS games and watch them. I have NBA package. I have ESPN Plus. I've got MLB TV. I have Sunday Ticket. So I can watch all the games. I can watch all the fucking games, dude. It's great. Not having to be like, how could I find a weird stream for this? It's just like NBA.com, log in. Okay, I'll write it off on taxes next year when there's the Olympics. Just like, it's for entertainment. I have to talk about it on my podcast. I'm talking about buying the MLS package. This is content. I needed to buy it so I could talk about it on the podcast. Done. Right off. Robert, clip that for me so I can use that as my receipt.
Got it.
What if they were like, we need
That's
your
actually
receipts
smart.
for all of these? And I'm just like, well, I have video receipts. Like, we don't accept that. Yeah, you have to now. Upload them to the YouTube. But Alex's video receipt, Alex's video receipt for MLS League Pass. And like somebody goes to our YouTube channel, and there's just like 45-second videos of me claiming to buy things so I can write them off on my tax. We'll see if you go to my YouTube channel. Actually, you'll see where I said that I bought it. Like, damn,
that would
that's
be
good.
fucking
Good.
brilliant.
Just pointing out, that's a little life hack for you. But yeah, now I officially have all of the league passes pretty much. If you're willing to just eat a bunch of money, it's kind
So
of cool.
you can
to
watch
have.
the occasional MLS game.
I like watching the Dynamo FC when they're on.
Quick,
It's weird that
Quick. Name 3 players on the Dynamo.
I don't know them yet. It's a new season.
No, that's not a good sign.
Signed the Mexico guy last year. Is the Mexican captain.
That's
He's still there.
calling him the Mexican guy, borderline.
He is from Mexico. He is the captain of the Mexican national team. So I was going to say Carlos Vela, but I think he's on LAFC. I don't know. I'm focused on West Ham not getting relegated right now. Focused on West Ham not getting relegated.
Here's the problem. You could have made up 3 names and I would have believed them.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you like that, Pat. Not going to lie to you.
Mitch Connor, Jose Suarez, and Jim Vander Veen. There you go. That was just off the top of the head.
Jose Suarez is actually a guy.
I'm sure he is. I'm
He's
sure
the guy
there's
that bit
also
the
a Mitch
guy.
Connor.
That's probably not.
Mitch Connor was Cartman's hand.
Hector Herrera is the guy I was thinking of. Hector Herrera.
No, I'm
We got
sure he
that
likes
guy.
being called that Mexico guy.
He's the captain of the Mexican national team.
Sure, if you walked up to him on the street, we're like, "Hey, are you that Mexico guy?"
He might say yes.
He might
Maybe
kick
he'll
you.
say that. I wouldn't say that to him. Like, we have.
By the way, what hat are you
I don't
wearing?
know
That looks
anybody
cool
on
as
this team.
shit.
Oh, it's the new Sam Houston. Like when they redid their logo.
Oh, never mind. It looks like shit.
No, it's cool, dude. Look
No,
at
I'm
that
just kidding.
Bearcat. That Bearcat.
I'm kidding. That's cool,
I'm not
Bearcat.
fucking around, bro. I'm into
I
rope
got a
hats now.
tiny hat on and I'm tougher.
Yeah, I'm into rope hats. Now it's my new thing. I've just been looking at rope hats and been like, I'll buy this, and then I have.
You
way
know,
too many hats. I
I've
go
never
through
bought
hat
one.
phases.
I've always thought about it, but I'm just like, I'm not a rope hat guy.
I think I might be a late in life rope hat guy. I was a dad hat
think
guy.
you
Still
wear it
like
well.
dad hats, and then the rope hat. Some of them don't fit they don't fit right, and I'm weird about that.
That's right. I've always found hats like that to be too tall.
Some of them are, yeah, and they look like they're just like those. Like if if you have to bend the bill too much and it's too flat, it's like this is just gonna look stupid. Like I got a cool Red Wings one, but it's like this much bigger than my head, and it feels like
I hate it. I hate it. It's the worst
It
thing.
looks cool. It looks cool. It's just like I don't know if I can pull it off.
Like if the hat can sit pressed down on top of my ears and the top of the head is still not like hitting my scalp, your hat's way too fucking tall.
Yeah, I also have a
And I
small
hate
head,
that when that
so
happens.
I have a small head. So sometimes, like, if you have to like I have to like close the little straps on the back of
Yeah.
it too much. So then there's like I can't like wear it backwards because it'll be like that wide up because it's just
It's all bunched.
like yeah. I make it look like I'll make it look stupid just because my head looks dumb. But yeah, I'm weird about hats. But yeah, it's a Sam Houston hat. Eat 'em up cats. They're playing in the NIT tonight. Got Santa Clara, the Banana Slugs, or the Gauchos, whatever they fucking are. Maybe it's Santa Barbara might be the Banana Slugs.
Yeah.
We're playing the Gauchos, but eat 'em up cats in the NIT.
Great name too.
Should have made it. Should have made it in the tournament. They should not have. They lost the conference tournament. So whatever. I don't know. Robert, what'd you have for the Precome segment?
I was just talking about the World Baseball Classic. I think it's been really cool because like the stadiums are full, and so it's really got like a postseason feel to it in a way.
Did you see
Which
the
is good for
Japan
Mike
game?
Trout because he'll never actually feel
That is-
postseason.
Hey, no,
That's a
he
good
made
point.
that COVID season. Remember where they were like, we're just gonna kind of let everybody.
Bubble
in the
season doesn't
playoffs?
count. Bubble
Right.
season doesn't count.
Dodgers championship doesn't count.
Yeah, it does not count.
But for him, we'll give him that's like a half playoff appearance.
Yeah, because he's a nice guy.
But did you see in Japan, or is it Chinese Taipei, Taiwan, wherever the fuck it was? It was one of the Asian like stadiums that they were in, but like somebody caught a foul ball and it was like for a little girl, and then they just handed it down the row, and all of the fans were like taking pictures with it, and then they handed the ball back to the girl, but it was just like we all just wanted a picture with the foul ball.
I think that was Shohei Ohtani's home run or something like that. Yeah,
that was his bomb.
And they're like,
but it's like in the U.S., like somebody would have run off with that ball so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, somebody would have knocked the
just
little
took
girl
off
over.
running to the concourse. You're like, yeah, you don't hand that guy the ball, he's gonna think it's his. But they were like, no, we're polite.
Who always catches the home runs and the foul ball, Zach, whatever his fucking name is. But yeah, dude, I also saw during that same Japanese game, I don't know, however they take these numbers, there was a certain point in the game where 46% of every household TV in the entire country of Japan was on the game. So that's fucking insane.
Yeah, it is. Shohei, man. Showtime. They ain't kidding.
Dude, that he's fun to watch, which I feel bad for him because he's stuck in fucking LA with the Angels or Anaheim, wherever the fuck they are.
If Yao Ming was drafted like now, if Yao Ming's time was now, do you think he would be as big or bigger than Shohei? Because Yao Ming, when he was like, it was social media was nothing like it is now. And Yao was just fucking worldwide. Like, well, Shohei is that same thing, I feel like. And like, it's like if you get Japan or China or like Asia, like that is like the mecca really of like you made it. And like Yao Ming had like they until the Daryl Morey thing a couple of years ago where he was like, no, fucking internment camps aren't really great, China. And then they kind of got rid of the Rockets deal. Like Yao Ming was like the reason that the Rockets were like China's team because of what he did. And Shohei is the exact same thing. I feel like he's just in more of like a marketable time.
Well, I mean, Yao would definitely be as big just because basketball's that much bigger.
But you don't think, I think baseball's bigger than basketball over there. So I think that like
basketball's pretty fucking big for them.
Shohei is bigger than Yao is right now because of the time he's in. But I think if they came out at the same time, I think Shohei gets more draw.
Well, also Shohei's different,
he's also not
right?
hurt. He's also not hurt all the time.
But he's a pitcher and a hitter, so there's that extra.
Yeah, he's a freak.
But also think of what Yao did building the NBA over there and how big basketball's become even more so in the last 20 years. So if he was there now, yeah, like he'd be even more marketable over there because everyone would already know it.
Remember when they would just make Yao go back and like you have to play in China in the offseason or else?
Oh, year round on 7 feet. 310 pounds. Yeah, that'll be good for your feet.
And then he would break down routinely in the NBA, and they were like, "How's this happening?" It's like, well, he has.
China would blame America. Like they're overtraining him. Be like, bitch, you won't let him have a break. He hasn't had a break in 7 years.
Just I don't know. I feel there's just a lot of parallels where it's like Shohei is such a freak. Yao was they're like, look how big this dude is. But I don't know. It's cool to see that. And just Shohei is going to be something like weird to tell people like, well, there used to be this guy that would bat and he would pitch. And like, well, he's probably really good at one, but not the other. Like, no, he was the best at both.
Yeah, like, he was fucking
was arguably the best at both of them at the same time for multiple seasons.
He hit 450-foot home runs and also threw 98 miles an hour.
I mean, Aaron Judge doesn't have the weird home run season he had last year. That's Shohei's MVP running away. They wouldn't even make close.
Yeah, utter domination in that one.
And I mean, I'm a Yankees fan saying what he did was more impressive than what Judge did, but just the fact that
Judge did it, but it's not his fault that Manfred was juicing every ball in every game that he played it. He didn't know what was happening. I've got nothing against Aaron Judge. It's that fucking Fugazi commissioner trying to just juice shit for the Stankies. We should make that a t-shirt. That'd sell real well.
Fugazi is just a fun word.
Yeah, like if you don't know what to call someone,
Fugazi. Is it offensive? I hope it's not offensive.
No, it actually fit in what I was saying. It's like fake. It's bullshit. It's Fugazi. It's a wheezy. It's a woozy.
It's also an American post-hardcore band that formed in Washington, D.C. in 1986. How about that?
They're Fugazi too. Literally.
An acronym for fucked up. Yeah, no, it's fair. Fucked up commissioner.
He's a dick.
All right. Let's move on. That's the Precome segment. We'll get into the Comeback Kid segment because we got some good stuff for you there as well. This week's Comeback Kid segment brought to you by our good friends at Southern Star Brewing Company, the best beer on the planet. They had the benefit for Hazel this past week, and I saw that went great. We are actually going to be doing to benefit the benefit for Hazel. It's going to kind of carry over. We're going to do a 50-50 raffle this week. We have our Darling Like a Marlin 3 beer release. So if you don't know what a 50-50 raffle is, I've talked about how I'm addicted to it. So it's very likely that I will spend close to $500 on a 50-50 raffle this weekend. You win, you put all the money in the pot, and whoever wins the raffle, you get 50% of whatever was in the pot. So you could get $3,000. If it's $6,000, you can get $10,000. If it's $20,000, so you get a fucking solid little chunk of change, and the rest of it goes to the charity. This is all to benefit Hazel in her battle with cancer right now, and that's going to be going down this weekend, Saturday, March 18th at 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe. We were gonna do a live pod. I kind of told the guys we made this decision right before the pod. We were going to do a live podcast, but I was like, you know what? It's a beer release. It's not a podcast. It's a beer release for a podcast. What if we just hung out with the gang? What if we just made it a hangout? Like, you guys don't have to get there and be like, when's the show start? When's the podcast start? We just go there. It starts at noon, and we're going to just hang. How about that? Like, we're going to hang for 4 hours, noon to 4. Then we're going to hang probably later than that too. But like, let's just fucking party at Southern Star, guys. Let's just go do that. We don't got to worry about getting there for like, oh, does the show start there? We're gonna miss this. No, we're just gonna go party. It's gonna be us out there. Southern Star Brewing Company is gonna also be having their Echo in Conroe, their Mexican lager release. Hector Herrera. I need to send some to him because that Mexican guy from the Dynamo, he's gonna love them. He's probably love the Mexican lager from Southern Star. It's their 15th anniversary, their quinceañera for Southern Star. Very excited about that. What are some quinceañera traditions that we need to make sure they adhere to, Robert?
There's got to be dancing. Like
the chairs in the air that's Jewish people, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be
and the glass. You won't break the glass, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can do that. Yeah,
I'm gonna break glass anyways.
Yeah, I'm sure someone will.
It's like a Jewish quinceañera.
Probably me
too. But yeah, it's gonna be their quinceañera, so their 15th anniversary, their Echo and Conroe beer release, and then Darling Like a Marlin 3, Return of the Marlin, our first IPA that they've given us. I'm fucking stoked. Usually Pat and I get a little bit of a drop on it. We get to go out there, try it early. They're keeping it a little under wraps. I'm gonna get there early on Saturday though, so I can try it. Hey, also shout out to Teespring. My shirt got here in time. I saw Tessa,
I need to check the mail later.
That her shirt got here as well. Darling Like a Marlin 3, Return of the Marlins. You can still get the shirts, merch.com. Even if like they're not going to be here in time, like if you order now, they won't get there in time for the beer release. But these are fucking dope shirts. Like check that shit out. Check that out. We got them in navy, we got them in black, and we got them in light blue. Just get them. Remember how dope this is. They won't be sold at the event, but come hang with us. Darling Like a Marlin 3 beer release, Southern Star Brewing Company, 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe. It's going to be awesome. And there's something for everybody at Southern Star. They have the best beer ever. I got the new 4-pack that they put out where it's got the red velvet, the orange chocolate, the Irish cream. That was a fucking nice little treat this weekend. And there's some for everybody, man. If you're drinking a Southern Star, tag us, tag them at PassGreatPod, at Southern Star Brewing Co, and at Southern Star BC on Twitter and Instagram. Let them know you're supporting the people supporting the podcast. Don't forget, be there. It's like St. Patty's Day is on Friday. We're on Saturday. St. Patty's Day Part 2 is the Darling Like a Marlin 3 beer release. Darling Like a Marlin 3, Return of the Marlin, this Saturday at Southern Star Brewing Company. Don't miss it. We will see you there. The official sponsor of the Comeback Kids segment, Southern Star Brewing Company, best beer on the planet. It's the Comeback Kid. The Comeback Kid of the week. The Comeback Kid of the week. Bitch. All right, our first comeback kid this week is Ted Lasso. I had to make this a late edition because they dropped the first episode of season 3 of Ted Lasso early. Watched it this morning. Pretty dope. And as a West Ham podcast that we are, West Ham gets a lot of shine in it. A lot of West Ham in this episode.
This is
Ted Lasso.
So I didn't know this happened, but this is great. Like if one person's going to make me feel better about Aaron, it's going to be Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso does. He gives you the cool little quips that he's got, the rhymes. He's just a lovable guy in general.
God closes a door and he opens a window.
There you go. You'll always have Ted Lasso now too. But new episode of that first episode of season 3 is out now. So just I added that last second. Also back this week, Dynasties.
But hold on real quick though. This is the final season of Ted Lasso too, right? Or did
They're
they
making
say
it seem
4
like
is gonna
that.
be?
I don't know if it's officially the final season, but I think it is.
I know they made an announcement. I just can't remember if it was 3 or 4.
I feel like it's this season.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's enjoy it.
That's out now.
Yeah.
Also back this week, Dynasties, specifically Dynasties and camel racing, because your boy, I'm a fucking dynasty now. 3 camel racing championships in 4 races over 4 years. I guess 5 years, but there was a COVID year, so there was an asterisk. So we didn't do the camel races that year. But in the 4 camel races that I have done, I have been the champion of 3 of them. One of them, I had a Fugazi camel. Didn't really want to do anything. So this year, switched it up from Donald J. Hump, who is very difficult to go from a camel that's won you 2 championships. Went from Donald J. Hump to show that I sit on both sides of the aisle. I'm not just right or left lane. I'm with Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, right out the gates. My helmet was in my face, but I overcame adversity, tossed that bad boy, had to sign a waiver saying I would wear a helmet, didn't wear a helmet. It was fine.
Bad boy.
Was weighing me down anyways. Threw the helmet off, still got the job done. Kamala Harris getting the win in Women's Month. Just fucking, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And, just there's weird things that I'm good at, and it's eating crawfish and fucking riding camels. But you can't say it's not a dynasty after 3 times in 4 years, really. So like, congrats to me. I'm the newest dynasty in Houston sports. We had the Houston Comets. We're going to soon have the Roughnecks after they win this year and next year. And then you got to have me. You got to have me, right? Like Houston Comets, Alex Middleton on camels. Those are the biggest dynasties in Houston sports. I mean, the Rockets had 2 back-to-back years, but like they didn't do 3. They didn't have that third. To be a dynasty, wouldn't you say you have to have 3?
Yeah, you got to get the third one.
3 and 7?
I thought it was 3 and 5.
Maybe 3. I mean, 3 and 5 works for me.
3 and 5 is the way that I've always. But yeah. I'm lenient with it. Like 3 and 5 was always the thing. But if you got 3 and 6, I would
3 and 6 or 3 and 7. Like,
and
yeah.
7. Really? If you get 3 in a decade, but in those years that you're not there, you got to still be really good in those years. Like you can't have any years where you fall off and like you miss the playoffs.
Yeah, I was last place in the one that I didn't win, but that was really a Fugazi camel situation over there. So I don't even like, I don't know what to do there. I had to switch camels last second. It was crazy this year. Just, I don't know. It was weird because I showed up, Kamala and I got to meet for the first time, and I was like, "What's up, girl? How we doing?" And
she spit at you?
No, she didn't. There was a camel that was getting kind of rowdy. There were a couple, and they were kind of neck fighting, in their little like tent that they were in. And then there was one that was just laying down like, this guy wants no part of this race. Kamala was either on this like fucking Michael Phelps shit. You know, Michael Phelps, you're like, I don't know if he's just high as fuck or if he's just in the zone.
The answer is
Kamala
yes.
was just staring at me. She was just staring at me like, not mean. She was eating some hay at one point and just like kind of staring off, like just taking in the scenes. And I think she was just getting in game mode. And I mean, when we went out the gate, she started right out. Like the year that I had the Fugazi camel, that camel didn't want to fucking go. He was kicking at people. He was spitting at the people trying to get him in the gate. And then the gates opened and he just stood there. I was like, fuck you. And then he went the wrong way. And so I was like, this isn't going to go well. Fucking Kamala, right out the gates. She knew what she was doing. We were behind a little bit. She gained some ground and we got wins. So it was good to bring back camel racing to the H. And, I'm good at crawfish and camel racing, and that's it. So those are my 2 skill sets. I'm going to add that to my resume, like 3-time camel racing champion.
And
Excel spreadsheets? Not really. But camel racing, if there's a company camel racing party, I got it. I got you, coach. I'm in.
Excel's not that hard. Like it's
not really. I don't know like the shortcuts to Excel.
Yeah. Like
I can make an Excel
spreadsheet.
Excel
like it's fucking artwork. That is art. Like the people that can do that shit with Excel, like those Excel championships they have, those people are impressive. But like I can fucking use it. I can make a sum column where it adds everything up down at the bottom.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. One of the nerds in my fantasy league, he does like he goes through all like the fantasy football rankings before the season, and he like puts all of like the ESPN one and the CBS one, and he puts them all in like an accumulator, so then he can print out like this is really like the fantasy football rankings if you put them all together and average them. And I'm like, fucking nerd. But he always
I go on gut, dude.
He always does well in the fantasy league, so I can't really fault him for it. But I only use it to like keep track. I'm like, date, time. This is the name of a segment we did. That's what I can do on Excel. But yeah, camel racing, that's back. So are dynasties. Shout out to me. Also back is brackets in college football because it is that time of year. I've been watching a fuckload of college basketball, kind of getting ready for it. Been cramming that in the last like couple of weeks. We do have a beer, sports, whatever, and Pass the Gravy bracket. If you're listening to this, you got like 5 hours. I would like you guys to
we do have one
participate in this. Yeah. Beer, sports, whatever. We've retweeted it, so go find our on our Twitter.
Okay.
We had
remind me when we're done.
And it's $10 buy-in. Winner gets the pot. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. Also, if anybody wants to be in the WNBA fantasy league, still nobody really wants to do that. But
yeah, told you.
We might have a 7-person league. It's fine.
It's fine. Sometimes you just need to know when to drop a losing idea.
It's a great idea.
See, you should have done that to me 2 weeks after I started this, and you didn't do it. And now 5 years later, I'm still here being an idiot. You hold on too long to bad ideas.
Being a women's basketball guy now, like I have a plus 300 bet on
South
Carolina to win the women's title this year. I've got the Kansas future. I've got women's basketball futures right now.
You're for sure gonna get the WNBA pass, right? You're gonna get that one.
I got to now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a WNBA guy and you claim to have all of the sporting packages, I'm gonna laugh so hard.
Pass, though?
I was gonna say I'm gonna laugh so hard when it's not even an available thing.
Or it's just on Peacock.
Or it's just like if you have the NBA one, like that's included.
You can also watch it in this.
It's probably that. Like it's probably if you have the NBA, it's included.
It's like, what do you think it goes for? It's like if you had to pay for it, it's like
WNBA League Pass,
$20 a month.
See, that's the thing
for the year. $20 for the year, probably.
Oh, I was gonna say it's probably much higher than it should be. It's probably like $10 a month.
How many teams are there?
It should be like $2.99.
It can't be more than there are teams.
That would be fucking hilarious.
I need to put a future on the Liberty to win it all. Also, big basketball.
25 a year.
You are a big lib.
What a fucking steal! I'm obviously getting it. I got to keep the tradition going.
$25 for the year.
I'm out at like dinner with my wife and her family, and I'm just like,
no, see, no, actually,
babe, I got the Liberty and the fucking Mercury are on right now. Not now.
Yeah, that's the one where you really need to not do it because this
Reiner's at the line.
If you get this one 6 months from now, I'm gonna get a text from Emma like, "Hey, I'm getting people together. We're gonna sit Alex down. This gambling has really gotten out of control."
No, I'm respecting women.
They also have a single game pass where you can pay $3 to stream one game.
Wow.
See, that's smart.
But I mean, if I do that enough, I'm gonna be watching so many games. Like I'll get to $25 worth in a second. So I might as well just get the whole season.
Like if NFL did that, like if all of a sudden my team wasn't playing and I could pay $30 for the game for one game, I would fucking do that. That
would actually be really a good idea for NFL because like you would have people that are like Bills fans last year. Like the Rod that I do the morning show with, he had NFL ticket. He's like, I don't get to watch it because my team's always on TV. And I was like, yeah, but if your team's not, you actually have like the backup to it. And like I watch other games on Sunday ticket too. But like if you just were watching your team, you could be like, well, this isn't a TV game this week. Okay, just purchase it. So I think they would make a lot of money on just that. But then like they want you to do the full year. So then like when you do have 7 TV games that like you're like, well, you only got 10 you could watch.
But I swear, like if enough people, they would be getting game by game, and then they'd be like, well, I want to watch this one too, and it's not on, so I get that one. And very quickly, people would be like, well, it's just cheaper for me to get the whole season. And if like after you buy a couple games,
with the WNBA one.
Like if you buy 3 or 4 games, all of a sudden it'll send you a thing that's like, well, it's 50% off the league pass for the rest of the year because you've already spent X amount. That'd be a great business idea for them. We should be running.
I don't know. We're not
NFL Red Zone or whatever the fuck the NFL package is.
NFL Ticket on
There you
YouTube
go.
now.
Oh, that's right. That's on YouTube.
But yeah,
I need to get that.
college basketball is back, so that's sick.
This is the first time I've done a bracket in like 8 years. I just randomly yesterday got the urge.
I just did one. Go join our beer sports, whatever, and pass the gravy. We're gonna start just doing this every year, I think.
Who do you have winning it all?
I bet a future on Kansas. So in the only bracket I filled out to this date right now, I just picked Kansas kind of all the way through.
I've got futures on Kansas, UConn, and Houston, but I had Houston winning it all.
Who you got in your women's bracket?
Oh, I did not do that, but I'm gonna go South Carolina. They're undefeated.
I had South Carolina. That's what I got them at plus 300 a couple weeks ago as a future. Now they're minus 200, nice. So I really got ahead of it.
I might add a last minute future on Bama.
Aaliyah Boston or whatever her name is. You take a shot on Alabama.
I might because if I take them, this is the way I look at it. Oh, I didn't catch that first.
Is the
smart guy.
Good guy.
Yeah. Even if I bet them too, if any of my 4 teams win, I still make money. Like I've gotten them all at such good odds. And I think Bama last I checked was like plus 800.
Yeah. Yeah, I have Bama in Final Four. Nobody really cares about our brackets though, but like brackets are back and it's fun to be like, oh, my bracket's busted. Like Robert, what I think you should do is all day tomorrow, I'll send you like prompts and just be like, my bracket's busted. And like you can be that guy because like everybody's like, Robert doesn't give a shit about college basketball, but like there's always the guy in the office. You're like, dude, I don't fucking care that you picked Virginia to go to the Sweet 16, dude. Hey, Dave, doesn't fucking matter to me, man. And there's always it's like fantasy football goes, well, I have this guy in my fantasy. He was like, nobody cares. But Robert,
I know my bracket's gonna suck.
Like every 3 hours, just set reminders on your phone. But well, my bracket's busted.
But
do it at like 8 a.m. too. So like it's before the games tip off. So people are like, the games didn't even start. And it's like, this guy, he knows something.
Mine, I know mine's gonna bust very quickly because my Final Four is 3 number 1s and a number 2. It's not gonna fucking happen.
That'll get you.
It's not gonna fucking it's gonna be so bad.
That'll get you. But
it's fun.
Yeah,
I have found myself starting to finally get into college basketball.
And it's so much faster. Like when you watch an NBA game and a college basketball game, like college basketball is just way quicker.
Well, I've always hated college basketball because I barely liked NBA. And I'm like, well, why would I want to watch the guys that aren't as good at it?
But now, like, doing it for the love of the game, bro.
But also now it's just like I kind of like the chaos of college kids. Gambling is what has made it fun. Mostly because watching games when like your team is down 9 with like a minute left, that's not over in college because they're college kids. They will fuck up and do
they'll fuck shit up. They miss free throws. They do all kinds of stuff like that. But
so it's just absolute chaos. It's fun.
It's a fun time of the year. Fun time of the year for college basketball. Like tomorrow is the Thursday. We're recording on Wednesday right now, but the 16th, March 16th, they have college like day 1 of March Madness. West Ham plays in a conference league game in the afternoon, and then the Roughnecks play a Thursday night fucking game. Like sports fucking is going on right now, dude.
They're doing
Thursday night XFL. Games? Thursday night XFL. Fuck yeah, bro.
When is that?
Tomorrow night. Roughnecks at Seattle. Josh Gordon. Roughnecks against their former coach, June Jones. Led them to an undefeated 5-0 season. Now they would go 5-0 by defeating their former head coach, June Jones, who's the OC at Seattle right now. Fucking come on. How are you not loving that? Also, because of college basketball, Impractical Jokers is back because did you know that's on True TV, which we have to watch sometimes to watch these games. That's like every third commercial that you'll see if you watch a True TV game. I watched one of the play-in games last night. Impractical Jokers, they're back and more wacky than ever. And like I don't really have a problem with Impractical Jokers.
Yeah, I was like, quit hating on them.
But you always forget they exist until like March Madness, and then you're like, oh, True TV, that's where it's on. All right, cool. That's like the one show that True TV has. I feel like that they can really like tout.
Well, I don't forget they exist because I actually follow Sal because he's a really, really funny comedian.
I don't think I'm not saying it's a terrible show. I'm just like, you always forget about it. And then it's like, oh, here you go. And then you fall asleep watching March Madness and you'll wake up and it's like Impractical Jokers marathon is on because that's what they put on in between basketball games.
It's a great, or like you're watching on that one late at night and you're drinking or whatever. Next morning, you wake up, kind of have a hangover, and you just turn on your TV, and Impractical Jokers is playing.
That's what
Great
was left,
hangover
yeah.
show too. Great
That's what
hangover
was
show.
left on. But Impractical Jokers is back, and we were talking about XFL just a second ago. Trick plays are back because my Houston Roughnecks, your Houston Roughnecks, America's Houston Roughnecks became the first team in XFL history to do the double forward pass, which is allowed in the XFL, and it was fucking sick. It was basically just like a 3-yard slant route that the receiver came back on and threw the ball to a wide open receiver because nobody expects you to throw the ball twice. And it was fucking sick. And they called it the Mike Leach because AJ Smith, that is the offensive coordinator for the Roughnecks. It's me knowing a lot about the Roughnecks because obviously as a part owner, you got to know these things. But AJ Smith worked under Mike Leach, and now he's the OC this year on the Roughnecks. He was the receivers coach before, like in the COVID shortened year. And he drew that up. They threw it. They fucking beat the shit out of the Orlando Guardians. And the Roughnecks are now 4-0 this season, 9-0 all time. And hopefully we're going to 5-0 tomorrow.
Elite.
We got Ben DiNucci we're going against, and we got Josh Gordon we're going against. But they ain't no Brandon Silvers or Jean-Trey Kirkland. Jean-Trey Kirkland, our receiver, had a fucking passing touchdown. He was the guy that threw the double touchdown pass. He had a passing touchdown. He had 3 receiving touchdowns in one game. Just fucking absolutely embarrassing a defense. And just Orlando, go home, Orlando. It was really funny because I have been like, XFL shows you a lot of the behind the scenes stuff because everybody's mic'd up. And one of the coach was talking to the offensive coordinator and was like, "Yo, dude, if we don't do something soon, we're gonna have to make some changes here. I'm gonna start taking play calling duties." And was like telling this coach this shit. And I was like, wait, that's the coach that week 1 tried to get the cops to kick me out of a game because we were harassing the players. And they were like, well, as long as you don't curse, like you can do whatever. And I was like, cool. And that was the coach that was focused on us yelling things at them instead of offense. And that's the coach of a team that hasn't won a game yet. And that's like, do you think fucking Wade Phillips is worried about what some fucking guys chirping at on the sidelines? No, Wade Phillips is worried about fucking wins. And Wade Phillips is also just the nicest guy ever. Like
he really is.
Watching, like, I hated him so much because he was on the Cowboys. Like watching him mic'd up, he's like, "Oh, ref, that was the worst call I ever seen. Oh, what are you even like?" Even when he's being mean, you're like, he's just such a sweet guy. What are you even looking at? You got eyeballs that are telling you the wrong thing. And he'll be like in the dressing room, like, "All right, fellas, you ready to get out there and get another win? All right, we're gonna play for each other. Let's go, boys. Let's go." He's like a Southern, like more like older Ted Lasso.
No, so like he's been in the restaurant a couple times over the years. Super nice guy, because our wine guy who owns a company that we get a bunch of our wine from is good buddies with him. A few years back, his house flooded, and Wade just was like, dude, because he still has a place in Houston that he doesn't use. Just gave them. He was like, just take my house as long as you need until you get your house fixed. Wade's a fucking great guy.
My parents had said that they're like, they have a guy that comes and like fixes their fireplace every year, and he was telling them about like that Wade Phillips, he was fixing his fireplace before, and Wade Phillips, "Well, you want a sandwich?" And his wife just made him a sandwich, and I was like, "What a
that seems like such a Wade thing to do."
We got a guy that's fixing the fireplace. You want a sandwich? Well, he's a guest in our house. Let's make him at home. Have yourself a soda pop and a sandwich.
He's the great example of when the father is an absolute legend and the son doesn't grow up to be a dickhead. Like, and the son just grows up to be a good guy because his dad was such a good guy. Because everyone loved Bum Phillips. I mean, that's the most football fucking dude of all time. And then Wade's a good guy.
And
everyone loves Wade.
He failed in the NFL so he could excel.
He's not a head coach.
And
he's not a head coach.
He's an undefeated head coach, buddy.
No, I mean, in the NFL, he was not a great head coach.
He's an XFL legend.
He's great defensive coordinator in the NFL.
Statistically,
XFL, he's the best head coach of all time.
Winning percentage wise, greatest XFL head coach, winning percentage wise, tied with June Jones, who was the other Roughnecks coach in history. Great guy. This
is a Wade Phillips appreciation podcast.
He had to suck on the Cowboys so we could be like, haha, fuck you. And what he did, he was a Fugazi Cowboys coach where he knew, like, he was on the inside. He's like, I'm going to fuck this team over so bad. Jerry's not a nice guy. He does a bunch of things to underage girls. He's a bad guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead this franchise into the ground And then I'm going to stick him with Jason Garrett for another 10 years.
He's
brilliant.
H-Town to his core. He was like, wait, I could go to Dallas, get paid all this money.
It was an inside
and
job.
fuck over Dallas. He was like, I'm doing it for the H.
Then he fucked him over so much to where they thought Jason Garrett was the guy that was going to fix it. And then set him back another 10 years. It was brilliant. He's playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers.
Thank you, Wade.
And he found, thank you, Wade. And he found his calling and is as an XFL undefeated head coach. And the Roughnecks are going to win a fucking championship, and he's going to bring Houston a championship.
Damn straight. Damn skip.
Him and me bringing Houston championships. Somebody make that meme. The handshake. Alex, Camel Racing championships. Wade Phillips, XFL championships. Houston championships. Done. Making dynasties. Also, because so XFL football's back, but NFL football shows why it's NFL football, because it's the coolest fucking league in the world, and fucking free agency just dominates. I have loved just having my TV on NFL Network and just like, oh, this guy signed with this guy, or this guy moved over here. This team's doing this. Just watching the Eagles kind of just have all of their players get signed by other teams. Like, oh no, not another team for you, Hargrave. Oh no, not this guy too. Oh, that sucks. You're losing him also. Ezekiel Elliott got cut today. The Giants got Darren Waller. We got
they did officially cut him.
Yeah. The Giants got Darren Waller, a top 5 tight end, arguably in the league, for a third round draft pick. Aaron Rodgers, Pat was kind of talking about. Aaron Rodgers
has left me
4.5 hours to admit that he wants to be on the Jets. Aaron Rodgers is officially an emo. Can we say that?
Yeah,
he's an emo.
I mean, yeah, definitely.
Like, nobody even gets like what I was doing. Like, what I wanted to do is something for me, and like I don't understand. Like, you don't understand what I'm going through as somebody that just likes to trip balls. You guys making me make these decisions. You don't get it, Mom. You don't get it. It's not a phase. I love ayahuasca.
Yeah, that's. I mean, he's a full blown drug guy now. He has been for a couple of years, and he's fucking weird, and he's an asshole. And you know what? I love him. I love him so much. The fact that he's an asshole makes me love him more. So I'm like, hey, maybe I can be great someday too. No, Pat, you're just an asshole. But Aaron, I love him forever. It's just, it's time. It's time. It's now the Jordan Love era. Yeah.
It sucks to you can't not everybody can be Eli Manning, where, they retire with one team. They play with them their whole season, a future Hall of Famer. It just sucks.
Well, I mean, the Packers would never disrespect Aaron enough to bench him, though. So yes, you had your guy there the whole time, but we're not a disrespectful franchise like that.
Well, I mean, they didn't want him back, so
because we wanted to move on, and we would never bench our Hall of Fame quarterback.
I wouldn't have benched Eli either, but it happened. Okay, look, it wasn't my call.
Yeah, I did. No, I know you wouldn't, because you're not a disrespectful person.
Our
like
future Hall of Fame quarterbacks play with one team for the length of their career.
Yeah, I mean, it's even more impressive for Eli because he played with such a disrespectful franchise.
Well, he still missed less games in that season that he got benched than Aaron Rodgers missed his whole time with the Packers.
He missed less games in one season than Aaron missed in his career. Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, he's missed. I was when his start streak for 4 games, he was benched, and I was like, okay, cool, whatever. Maybe he got benched for Geno Smith. Yeah, that was weird. Regardless, that sucks. And Aaron Rodgers is officially an emo, and it was just I was so fucking sick of his announcement where he just rambled. I watched Pat McAfee's show. I like Pat McAfee, but I tuned into it just to see what Aaron Rodgers was going to say, and it was he made 45 minutes just nonsense before he was like, and I mean, I said, this is an announcement. Like I said, I wanted to be a Jet this time last week. And it's you didn't, this is an announcement. This is you announcing it to us that you this. I don't understand, man. You can't say please respect my privacy, but then make a big deal about your announcement. That they don't go hand in hand like that.
Okay. I love him. I wish him the best of luck with the Jets. I hope the Packers play him in the Super Bowl and the Packers win.
Fuck Jets, dude. Fuck the Jets.
I mean, I get it. I know. And Jets fans are also Yankees fans a lot of the time. Or wait, no, or is it the...
No, it's both. It goes both ways.
Yeah. I don't care though. It's the Jets. They're fucking harmless. Like, who hates the Jets? Okay, other New Yorkers, because they're New Yorkers and they're assholes. I don't even think anybody in their division hates them anymore. No, I don't think they hate them because they're the Jets. It's like, I don't hate the Lions anymore. They're fucking harmless. How are you gonna hate them?
Yeah, but Jets fans are like, they come out of the woodworks. Like when their team is good, they start talking a bunch of shit. Like there's a bunch of teams that do that.
Oh,
like,
and then
Seahawks
you know
fans
it's
are
gonna
kinda that way,
crash, and it's funny.
and then it's just like they're gonna talk shit because the Seahawks are good. You're like, where the fuck were you? Like,
For
what
me, it
happened
really just
now?
comes down to, do I want Greeny to be happy or sad? Because it's really funny when he's sad.
It's always
Which is
sad.
always. It's always.
You always want to be sad.
But I also don't really like Greeny on TV. I think he's a likable guy, but it's too much him now. It's too much Greeny. Golick was the better one.
But emo Aaron is he's
we should probably Photoshop the emo cut.
See what I can get at. I'm gonna go listen.
I am really looking forward, because he is a crotchety, ornery old man. But he also does seem like he's a lot nicer in certain ways since he's been taking drugs the last couple of years. So him with the New York media is going to be very interesting to watch.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm excited.
Either
they're going to get along.
Can you believe him?
Either they're going to get along really well, or they're going to fucking hate
They'll get
him.
along until he does something, like until he has like a shitty game, and then he's just going to be mean to everybody. And then like,
well, I don't think they will get along.
3 interceptions in this game. What happened with those 3 turnovers? He's like, shut up, you don't understand. And then they're like, okay, well, like, why? He's like, fuck you. Like, he'll just be mean to people. And they'll be like, wow, he doesn't know how to handle the media. I just want him to ask a lot of vaccine questions, really. That's really what I hope that the New York media does, that they're probably going to do. Will you be getting vaccinated before this season?
And he's going to be like, no,
not be immunized.
Your entire city and state is fucking crazy for the way that you handle. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I hope the funniest thing is if they ask the vaccine questions right away, Aaron just gonna be like, I'm not going to answer any of your questions for the rest of the year. Who's next?
Pass.
He's by like week 4, he will refuse to talk to any of the
He's going to be Donald
members.
Trump. He's going to be Donald Trump.
No, he's going to be Marshawn Lynch. He's just going to show up and just be like, I'm here so I don't get fined. I don't like
Marshawn didn't want to. I truly think Marshawn didn't want to talk to the media. I think Aaron Rodgers likes pretending he doesn't want to talk to the media, but he loves being in front of the media and telling them he's not going to tell them what they want him to tell them.
Well, I think that's where he's an asshole. I think it's just that he likes fucking with the media. He's like, you guys are so unimportant, and you think you're so important. So he just wants to fuck no part of it.
And Aaron wants part of it, but wants to pretend he doesn't want part of it. But he wants to be a part of it.
See, I just think the only part that he wants of it is that he just wants to fuck with them, and then have them speculate about him, so then he can come out and be like, none of that's true. They're not talking to me, so they don't know what's going on. Yeah, and then they'll just it's gonna be fun. Just because, especially New York media, they're all up inside their own assholes more so than everywhere else nationally. So this is gonna end bad.
Washington, they're up their own asses as well.
Well, sports wise, I mean specifically, New York sports writers are up their own asses.
True.
Yeah. So this is gonna be fun. Kind of wish Mad Dog, or I mean, not Mad Dog. Who was his old partner? The fucking New York guy with the white hair.
Mad Dog, I was going to say, is still on.
Yeah, no, Mad Dog is. What was his old? God damn it! He just retired after like 40 fucking years of doing it.
Francesa.
Yes, I wish
Mike
he was still.
Dog. I mean, he'll still be like, who cares? Who cares?
It's probably
Mike. What are your thoughts on what's the guy that died? The Marvel guy?
Oh, Chadwick Boseman.
No, the creator of it.
Stan Lee.
Yeah, he was like, what are your thoughts on Stan Lee's death? And he's like, who cares? It had like no idea who Stan Lee was. And I was like, wow. And like, it was just, who cares? With the here to talk sports.
I can believe that Mike Francesa never read a comic book as a little kid. He would just read the sports section every morning in the newspaper. Like that was it.
He knew Roberto Clemente's entire stats from the back of his card, memorized.
It's dedication.
That's what I used to do. I used to collect Giants. I used to get as many like Giants football cards as I could have, and I would just memorize like Dave Brown's stats, which weren't great when he was the Giants quarterback for a period of time. Kent Graham. It's a long couple of years with those guys.
I memorized all the secret areas in Mario.
There you go. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Okay, well, speaking of athletes that like to do drugs, like Aaron Rodgers,
I'm excited.
We talked about this. Was it Cocaine Bear came up, and we were like, we should do cocaine athletes. Somehow it got to that. It just happens that Aaron Rodgers, drug guy, not cocaine necessarily, but we said we would do a mock draft of cocaine athletes. Last week we said we would do it this week, so we will do it this week. Before we do that, let's recap. Last week's mock draft of women came down to a tie, our first tie of the season. Robert and I both had 45% of the vote. Pat had 10% of the vote. And I didn't know, like, should we do a runoff or what? So I just gave us both a half of a win. So on the season, Pat has 2 wins in first place. Robert has 1.5 wins, and I have a half a win. So I still am away, a half a win away from that illustrious first win of the season. I think we have 6 weeks left of this. We're gonna do our mock draft of cocaine athletes. Since Pat got last, you're gonna pick first this week. Robert went first in the draft last week, and since we tied, you're just gonna stay in first ahead of me, going that way anyway. So we're gonna go Pat, Robert, me, Robert, Pat, Robert, me, Robert, Pat. The mock draft of cocaine athletes, not drug athletes. They have to specifically have been arrested or have admitted to doing. Like, I did a lot of research that threw out a couple of people that I was like, oh, I thought that was also cocaine that they got in trouble for. No,
so did I.
Had to be specific cocaine athletes. Pat, why don't you start us off? Who are we going with? Mock draft of cocaine athletes.
I mean, 1-1. It's got to be John Jones, because he's the greatest of all time and just can't stop doing cocaine.
Yeah, no, John Jones makes sense.
There's another guy I wanted to take, but I'm pretty confident I'll be able to get him later. But yeah, dude, John Jones. He is just unquestionably the greatest MMA fighter of all time.
And he did it while on cocaine a lot of times. So yeah.
Yes.
Robert, what you got?
All right, I'm gonna go with Darryl Strawberry.
I knew
Strawberry's a good one.
You knew he was going baseball with his first pick.
I had to.
I almost wanted to take Darryl Strawberry just to fuck up your list.
It's a good list so far, I would say. But yeah, no, Darryl Strawberry, I had him as a possible. I was like, I don't know if I do him first round, but I was gonna swing back, maybe take him in the second. I'm gonna take Diego Maradona.
Fuck!
Diego Maradona.
That's who I wanted.
The king of cocaine.
He's arguably the greatest.
He's the king of cocaine. I'm gonna go Diego Maradona. And then I'm also going to go Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson loved cocaine as well and was like the original John Jones, if you think about it.
Yeah.
So Diego Maradona, Mike Tyson, my 2 picks right off of there. Robert, back to you, buddy.
Back to me. I'm going to go with Dwight Gooden.
Ooh, Dwight Gooden.
Hey, by the way, if you want a baseball player, just pick him on your next time, because Robert's just going to keep going baseball.
Yeah, we're running out.
That's all he knows.
Pat, back to you for 2 here.
Okay. Well, I do want a baseball player. I'm going to take Josh Hamilton.
Ooh, Josh Hamilton. Yeah.
They
had to celebrate with ginger ale because he was also an alcoholic.
Dude, which
is good that you got recovery. Recovery's good. Recovery's good. We're not making fun of anybody's problems.
And don't forget the crack. This dude loved it.
Big crack cocaine guy.
But he was just
he was the number 1 pick, right? Was the number 1 pick, and then was really into drugs, so didn't really do anything.
If you've never read his biography, I highly recommend it. It's fascinating to see how it all went down. But he was so goddamn like when he was 6 years old, he was playing baseball with 9-year-olds because he was hurting other 6-year-olds because he threw too hard. Dude was a fucking animal. Yeah, he was great. Great what if story. Then I'm stuck here. I am going to take. Okay, I gotta keep going with arguably the greatest defensive player of all time, Lawrence Taylor. I'll pick another GOAT. LT, man.
I was hoping he would swing back to me, but that's
I also kind of figured he was. I was thinking he was going to be year
stud.
1-1.
Dude's a stud. Yeah, he's an all-time cocaine athlete.
Yeah,
for sure. Loved
just
cocaine.
a bad guy.
Dude loved cocaine. He was one of the, like, Bill Parcells famously. They were like, "You have rules for your star players." Like, Lawrence Taylor, LT. There's different rules for 5'6". Different rules for him.
That's how it is.
All right,
Robert, back to you.
Rules. Back to me. I'm gonna go. Not baseball. I'm gonna go Michael Irvin.
Fuck.
Yep.
That was who I thought was a shoe-in for me. I thought there was no chance. Michael Irvin, good. That was a good one. Oh man. Fuck. I'm gonna go. Can I go with like a team? Like this is. Can I go the 19?
You got to take a person.
The 1980s Miami Hurricanes.
You got to take a person. You got to take a
because the 1980s Miami Hurricanes were fucking all-time cocaine team.
I would just take the 80s.
Right. Well, yeah. No, just that was like during all of that shit because that was convicts versus criminals, all that stuff. I'm gonna take Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman loved himself some coke.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go with him, and then swinging back around for my last pick is I'm gonna go Doc Ellis because Doc Ellis did throw a no-hitter on LSD, but he was also doing a lot of cocaine as well. If you read about him, he was a big drug guy. Just in general, he would say that like, oh yeah, before like we were in off days, we just did cocaine in the dugout, just kind of hanging out. And so Doc Ellis, huge drug guy. LSD is maybe what he's known the most for, but cocaine was also something he dabbled in quite frequently. So I'm gonna go Dennis Rodman and Doc Ellis.
All right, I think it's my last pick, right?
Yes.
Yeah, all right, I'm gonna go Len Bias.
Ooh,
yeah.
Wow, you picked the guy that died.
He's cocaine.
I mean, he's a cocaine athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad that wasn't my pick. All right, Pat. What do you got?
All
Wrap
right,
this up.
So I took the greatest MMA of all time, maybe the greatest what if of all time, the greatest defensive player of all time. I'm going to take the greatest cocaine dealing athlete of all time. I'm taking Sam Hurd. Sam Hurd was my final pick. This dude had an NFL contract and decided, I'm going to move weight. It was just... And found out the cops were onto him for dealing cocaine and was like, you know what? I'm going to deal more cocaine.
I'm going to still do it.
And then he got 10 years in jail.
Got in trouble. So he was like he wasn't the OG cocaine bear, but he was like the real life cocaine bear in person.
I thought Robert was going to take him as he ran out of baseball players.
Yeah, no, that's a solid one, dude. Those are solid. So let's recap this, and then we can go through some honorable mentions we have left. Pat had John Bones Jones, Josh Hamilton, Lawrence Taylor, and Sam Hurd. Robert had Darryl Strawberry, Dwight Gooden, Michael Irvin, and Len Bias. I had Diego Maradona, Mike Tyson, Dennis Rodman, and Doc Ellis. We'll post this graphic up Friday afternoon. You can vote all through the weekend, and we will crown a winner after that at the end of the weekend, and then we'll go in reverse order from that. I feel like this is a wide open game here. Honestly, I think Pat had a really good list. I think you could go Robert's list. I could see winning too, and then I also think I have a pretty solid list. I didn't know if this would have been available, but Cocaine Bear himself, I just thought like, he's an athlete because he's like fucking killing people, like hunting man. It's like the most dangerous game anyways. Like, I think we would have had to accept him as an athlete.
No, we wouldn't. The counterpoint, there's that. He's a bear, not a person.
He can also be athletic. Sam Hurd was also a bear. So if that plays, I think Cocaine Bear has to play too.
No. Todd Marinovich.
Todd Marinovich was good. I didn't know how many people were going to know who he was. Lamar Odom, big cocaine guy.
Ryan Leaf too. I believe.
Ryan Leaf loved cocaine.
Yeah.
The Iron Sheik
Is he a big cocaine guy?
loved cocaine. That guy was
Not
huge
surprised.
on cocaine. Jake
By the way, electric
Roberts.
Twitter follow.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, he
Jake
just
the Snake,
comes out
yeah.
of nowhere. And then I had the 80s Dolphins, the 90s Cowboys, part of the 90s Cowboys, Thomas Hollywood Henderson, and then Jamal Lewis of the Ravens. Jamal Lewis got in trouble for like cocaine charges the same year that Ray Lewis like murdered a guy, and then they won a Super Bowl.
Allegedly.
Well, you're right, allegedly murdered a guy, but I would say more likely than not was involved directly in the murder of a guy.
I like that wording better.
Yeah. But then they won a Super Bowl that year. So good for the NFL for
I really was hoping you weren't going to pick Maradona. I wanted Maradona.
I had to take him.
That's why I really wanted to take him 1-1.
I thought I would have probably taken him 1-1. He was number one on my list.
He was too, but I was like, it's John Jones. But I think Maradona is the greatest cocaine athlete.
Yeah, I mean, 1 World Cup on cocaine.
Yeah, and every public appearance since then, he's been on camera doing cocaine.
Yeah,
it just he sits in the booth in wide open and thinks that there's not going to be cameras on him, or did. Sorry, yeah, R.I.P. And would just think, people aren't be filming me, and then every single time it's just him doing bumps in the fucking VIP box.
You gotta respect it though. It's just like
you gotta respect the commitment to the game.
Aaron Rodgers is gonna talk shit to the media, and he's gonna do drugs. And like he's gonna trip balls, and fucking Diego Maradona is gonna do lines wherever he's at. You just gotta fucking, you gotta know that. Between the Lines is not originally an ESPN show. It was a story of Diego Maradona.
Pretty much. Fucking loved that. He was a legend.
R.I.P. in peace.
Like to see Messi do what he did on cocaine.
Argentina won. Dude, I can't wait for cocaine Messi. The post-career cocaine Messi, that's gonna be just electric.
Messi cocaine, haha.
But Argentina won the World Cup for him, basically. So he died so they could fly away into the sunset, or whatever the
ultimate team player
away into the sunset.
No, he flew.
Draft of cocaine.
He was
high. That was a good one
on cocaine
because he couldn't tell. Yeah. So yeah, we'll post that on Friday, and you guys can get to voting for that. Next up, we got the Not Cool segment, where if you guys have anything that makes you, hey man, that's not cool, you hit us up, hashtag PTG Not Cool to @PassTheGrayPod, and we'll read some of yours each week. This is brought to you by a lot of things that are not cool in this world. Are like stubbing your toe in the night, or if you're trying to nail something in. So you're doing a little woodworking, trying to hit a nail with a hammer, you hit your thumb instead. All those things are not cool. But what is always going to be cool is a Little M air freshener, the best air fresheners in the game. Somebody was telling me like, hey, dude, did you know you can get these custom air fresheners to do this? And I was like, no. Go to littlemshop.com. You can get all of the air fresheners you need right there. You don't need to be like, oh, this is a custom one that looks like this. No, you go get all the cool designs Little M air fresheners have. They're way cooler than those baby back bitch little fucking trees you're driving around with, maybe. So take those off of your rear view mirror, throw them down in your passenger side, head over to littlemshop.com, littleemshop.com, and buy some air fresheners from littleemshop.com. They're at Little EM tweets on Twitter and at Little EM Shop on Instagram. Let them know you're supporting the people, supporting the podcast. Awesome stuff right there. If you spend $10 more, you're gonna get free shipping on your order. And if you use our promo code PTG69, you're gonna get 10% off your order as well. So you get free shipping and 10% off when you spend $10 or more at littlemshop.com. Littleemshop.com, the official sponsor of the Not Cool segment.
Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool.
All right, let's start off with some viewer or listener submitted not cools this week. We have a couple that we got from you guys. Our first one is from Jordan Welch at J_Welch2795. Jordan says, there are workers banging on the roof of my apartment, replacing shingles and making tons of noise when I try to sleep in on weekends. No written notice, no warnings, no nothings. Yeah, that's bullshit, man. I've had that happen before. And I remember calling my apartments and it was like, what the fuck, guys? Like it was like 8 a.m. on a Saturday. And I was like, dude, I get like workday start at 9. Technically they can do that starting at 9, but it's an asshole move to do it before 9 on a weekend, like especially on a roof. They're like retarring shit. And you're like, dude, come on. You can't just be doing this. That's some bullshit. And to not give you notice is kind of just dumb anyways. That's solid not cool right there. There's nothing you can really do besides
Super not
calling
cool.
bitch, but huge not cool. Huge not cool energy right there, Jordan.
Brutal. I'm sorry about that, man. That
Yeah,
sucks.
tease a piece, bro.
After we bragged about how much sleep we get, he's gonna listen to that. I'm sorry.
Next up is from Cruz at my name Craig08 on Twitter, and Cruz says, "My wife is a waitress." What if I just left it there? Like that's just how he starts off. What if it was like
that would be
my wife is a waitress
and elitist.
Yeah, he didn't say that. He said my wife is a waitress and had to deal with a couple that walked on their tab. Almost hit her with their car while she was trying to get the plate. Since she had to file a report, she wasn't able to come home until 2 a.m. Yeah, like lots of not cools, all in that one big not cool. Almost hitting somebody with your car, super not cool. Walking a tab, super not cool, and then making them have to like file a report. Also not cool. Like I haven't done tables and like I never really had to wait tables, but I did work at like restaurants. Does it come out of you if like somebody walks a table that you're in charge of? I know some places it does, I feel like.
I don't know. I've only ever worked in one restaurant. We're a family owned place. So there's not like corporate guidelines and all this shit. We just kind of we will just eat it. Like we'll just make fuck. That sucks. I don't know how they do it there. I
mean, I would assume if it's a thing that happens all the time, it's like you might be in on this. But yeah, I don't think that like if it's a one-time thing and she was trying to run him, like flag him down, like, what are you doing? Like that's an asshole thing.
Yeah, like I don't know how it works for tables. I know like with bars, if the drawer doesn't match at the end of the night, it's like, all right, well, take it out of your tips because you probably did the math wrong on your tips.
Or we're giving away free drinks too.
Yeah, or whatever it is. It's like it's coming out. But I don't know how it works for tables. But that sucks. I know actually last night, it wasn't a walk table, but I had a server who back-to-back tables. There was these two guys having a great time. I talked to them multiple times throughout the night. $103 tab they left for $6. And then the next table was a 5-top that she asked me to put an automatic gratuity on. And I was like, well, no, because it has to be 6 people. Sure enough, all 5 of them didn't tip a single cent. So I ended up peeling her off a bunch of my own cash to fucking make up for that. But man, yeah, it's by the way, hey guys, like anybody listening, if you're the kind of person that goes out to dinner, by the way, they didn't have a bad time. They were cool. I talked to this table multiple times as well. They just are people that don't tip. If you do that, you're a fucking piece of shit. You're a fucking piece of shit if you don't tip. Specifically, like if you go out knowing you're not going to tip, sit at the table for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it's the taking up all that time that somebody's got to like wait on you and then just leaving absolutely like nothing for that.
And these are all the people that don't have the balls at the beginning of the meal to go, by the way, I'm not going to tip you. I don't believe in tipping. Because they still want service.
Right. Because if they did that, then they're like, well, the service here is shit. It's like, well, yeah, because you said you're not going to tip me.
I'm not going to spend extra time. I'm going to take your order. I'm going to refill your glasses, but I'm not going to go out of my way for you.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd be honest with you. If a table walked in and said, hey, by the way, I don't believe in tipping, I wouldn't even, like, I would just take care of them. I wouldn't even give them a server.
Yeah.
And it'd be fun for me as a manager, because if they left a bad review, I would respond.
You told
us you are a piece of shit, and I'm not going to throw you out of the restaurant. But I'm not.
But no, that's 1000% why they don't tell you they're not going to tip, because it's like that's like the coward's way out, where it's like, I expect the best service ever, and I'm going to bitch about it if it's not great. And then they also like are looking for any reason to justify why they didn't tip. But like, if you get the good service and shit, and you still don't tip, like you're just a fuckface. Like that's what you are.
Yeah, the only people worse than them are the people that put down like $5 bills on the table and pull them away as they think you're not doing a good job. I would throw that money back in their face. I'd be like, take it. I don't want any of your money. Actually, that person I'd probably throw out of the restaurant.
And like, where are you eating? If you're not eating at like,
if $5 is the maximum your tip is going to be,
like your restaurant, it's like $5 isn't a tip on anything, unless you get like one drink. You know, like the restaurant,
or you get like
it's a higher end restaurant, yeah. But like most places, it's like a $5 tip's not doing too much.
Yeah, not for dinner. Like it's lunch, it's whatever. Like, but dinner, no, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, dude, that fucking sucks. Like all like that sequence of events from having a couple that like just walks the tab to then having to chase them out where they almost fucking hit you. Like, I hope.
Oh yeah, I
hope
hope they get years in jail. I hope they get charged with attempted murder.
I hope they do too. Yeah, let us know if you want us to testify. We weren't there, but we'll say we were. Probably bleep that part out so they can't say we lied about it.
Bro, I don't really work my mornings, so if you need me to just be a dickhead online, I'll do it. I'll find
A
the
restaurant quality control analyst. You can like see what that is that's criminal. Is what they.
I'll find their pictures. I'll send it around.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Like, hey,
we have a
can't
good
serve
video
you.
of people walking the tab on us, like specifically waiting for the server to walk inside after dropping the tab and then running off the patio.
Oh really?
Yeah. Yeah, some people are absolute fucking douchebags.
That always comes back and gets you. It does. Like that's like the worst kind of karma.
Oh, they were trashy fucking people.
It's the worst kind of karma you can put out there. But
yeah.
T's and P's, Cruz and Cruz's wife. Hopefully things get better. I have a not cool that I can just knock off quickly because I didn't really have. I had a pretty good week. I'm not gonna lie. But my not cool is it kind of happened as I was getting prepped for the podcast. Just if you're watching the video version, YouTube, Past the Gravy podcast, go subscribe. I just have like pen marks all over my hand, and it's because I can't write with a pen for any extended period of time without getting just pen all over my hand.
Let me ask you something. Are you using a bold tip? You're probably using a bold tip that it doesn't just write, it leaves a little residue.
Yeah, it does usually.
Switch to a fine point pen.
But I like this one.
I know bold tips are fun to write with. They look beautiful. Switch to a fine point pen that won't leave behind that residue that you drag across your hand.
Just feels like I'm a child though. Every time I'm like, well, like I was
putting
in bets today.
I know.
I have like a little like notepad or like a post-it note that I always like put like possible bets at, and then I'll go look at what I'm gonna do, and I'll circle the ones I did bet, and it's like by the end of it, every morning my hand is just like covered in ink. I'm an artist. What can I say?
Dude, I know I had that pen that I liked a lot. I accidentally bought the bold points, and I'm not gonna just not use them. So yeah, I keep getting ink on my hand and smearing all over my page as I'm doing my betting breakdowns and shit too. It's a hard life. People don't understand it, man.
Yeah, people don't get it. People don't get it.
Yeah, thank God I have a job where I can just kind of stop working for 15 minutes at a time and break down hockey.
Right.
But then I get a little inkies on my fingies.
What'd you guys got?
I got a couple. The first couple are just gonna be with NHL. One, NHL fans. Two, the scheduling. So the last couple of weeks, I was sitting there looking, and I was like, God, dude, it feels like the Bruins will play once and then not play for 5 days, like every week. They were playing like one game a week. So starting this last weekend, there's 3 weeks in a row where the Bruins are playing 4 times a week. It's every single Saturday, Sunday, and every single Tuesday, Thursday for 3 weeks in a row, which is a lot of hockey regularly, but on a team that's kind of on the older side anyway, just shit ton of hockey. So they've lost a couple of games recently. They're playing a lot on top, and it's just hockey. They're still on a historic pace. But now I have to listen to fucking Bruins fans that are just, you know, the worst part of every fan base, that every time something goes wrong, they just lose their fucking minds. Yeah. So they're all online. Just, we're fucking falling apart. End of the year. It's so goddamn unbearable to listen to. And then really my big not cool is I was trimming up the other day and I nicked my sack. I was just kind of like trim, and then I went in and just immediately was like, ow. Little didn't really hurt that. It was the initial shock. A little bit.
Just blood, like it could have been way worse, you know.
Obviously,
but the what ifs that go through your head, you're like, well, that could.
Because it's not even like I wasn't even doing a full trim. I was doing like, all right, let me hatchet job this real quick so that like because I was I had to go to work. No, but it was just more like I left patches. So it was just like I was just like, let me do this so it looks ridiculous. So I have to, when I get home at the end, like tomorrow, I gotta just clean this up. So I was going fast, and I just gave myself, hey, you know what? I'll say this 100 times out of 100. Very happy that I hit the balls and not the shaft. Because I've done that.
Yeah, neither's great though.
Neither's great, but it was, you know, like I said, I just finished real quick. I got in the shower. By the time you're done showering, it's not bleeding anymore. But nicking your sack, never fun.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Not at all. That's a solid not cool.
Thank you.
I woke up with a bruise on my arm. I don't know if you could see it. on my bicep.
Sam hitting you
Yep.
in your sleep.
Yeah.
It might be that might be it.
I think she is. It's the only
And
logical explanation I can think of.
now I'm worried. I'm like, I don't know. If should I be sleeping in the same bed? Should I?
Am I being in an abusive relationship without knowing I'm in an abusive
Hold
relationship?
on. Here's the real question, though. Do you have a problem with it? Does that excite you?
It does not excite me.
Okay.
It's
I
got
just
me,
hey,
got me thinking like, what? I got to be
hey,
careful.
for many people, fear plays a big part of their sexuality. I just, you got to ask the questions. It's 2023. Be open-minded.
I am
But,
not
like,
one of those people.
What is sleep abuse? Because I feel like sleep abuse is something that we don't talk about enough. Like being in an abusive relationship, if you're with a spouse or a significant other that hits you, that's bad. But it's like, if you do that in your sleep, we just pretend it doesn't happen. I feel like we don't talk about that enough. Like, why aren't we trying to bring to light people that are getting abused in their sleep? Does your loved one hit you while you sleep? Maybe unknowingly. Like, I still think there should be something for that.
I think it might have been retaliation because I had my like AirPods case on top of the blanket. And, like I was pulling the blanket up, and they flung up and like smacked her right in the neck.
I hear in the background. Oh gosh.
You're giggling again.
He's gonna hit you so hard.
Hold on. Here. Let me. I was gonna ask. Let me see it again. Let me see the bruise because it looked about the right size. Is she a pincher?
Oh,
Do you are you like kind of mean or rude? Sometimes she'll just give you like a quick pinch to make you stop.
yeah.
Is she a pincher?
Not usually. Usually more of like a smack.
Okay.
She's doing a lot of defending for somebody that doesn't sleep abuse. You know what I'm saying? Seems like she's being awfully defensive for just a casual throwaway. I think she hits me in my sleep.
Robert, blink twice if you're okay.
Yeah, give us a. Oh,
he's not blinking. He's not blinking.
He's not blinking. He's not blinking. Robert is officially in an abusive sleep relationship.
The code word is pineapple if you need help.
Yeah, just there's somebody you can call us anytime, buddy. You can come sleep on the couch here, pal. We won't hurt you here.
Yeah, pineapple's pretty good. Sometimes it just like
A recent study suggests that 48% of men in abusive
do
relationships are scared to leave.
do something like that, and just like, yeah, she goes, she's gonna be super defensive. Like, women would never do that. No, not at all.
Oh my God. Well,
dude, it's terrifying because it's like you don't know how to defend yourself in your sleep.
Also, here's the scary part: is she's smart enough to hit him in a spot covered by the sleeve?
Well,
yeah,
that's
for
not
the most
covered by
part, it's covered up. Like I had to
unless you're actively like showing the inside of your arm, and who shows the inside of their arm?
She just starts buying you a bunch of like long sleeve shirts and gloves. Here, I thought these would look good on you. You better wear them. You're like, okay.
Yeah, if she buys you a lot of sunglasses and long sleeves coming up, batten down the hatches.
This is a third pair of sunglasses you got me in the last week, Sam. What's going on? Here's a shawl. Maybe you put this on your head so nobody can see your face. Why? I don't want to.
Maybe she's just training to become the ultimate fighter in her sleep.
You getting beat up.
Did you ask her? Did you ask her about her dreams? What did you do?
There is like maybe it wasn't in her sleep.
I mean, did you kill one of her plants?
No,
you might have deserved it.
No, been like the anger of accidental smack from the headphones.
It was definitely retaliation.
Oh, it was 100%. There's no other way about that. It was a targeted attack on you.
Hey, think of it this way though. At least she did that and didn't like give you a fucking titty twister or something in your sleep. I'd rather be punched any day of the week than somebody twist my nipple. Then other times maybe not. But in a fight, don't grab my nipples in anger. That's what I'm saying. Pleasure only.
Fair enough.
Perfect. So sleep abuse, it's officially a thing. That was a solid not cool segment, fam. At Pass Grade Pod, hashtag PTG not cool. If you'd like to weigh in with your not cools, we'll pick some of the best ones each week. And let's wrap this bad boy up. We got one more segment left. It's the answer segment. We start off the show with the Precome segment where we throw out some ideas and just tell you what's going on in our mind. We ask all the questions that come up to us. Now this is your turn. You can ask us if you got a high thought, you got a drunk idea, something like that. Hit us up. Any question at all. You want relationship advice? We got you on that too. At Pass Grade Pod, use the hashtag PTG answers to at Pass Grade Pod. That's how we search for them on the Twitter. We search for them 99% of the time on Twitter. You can also email them to us. That's less likely to get seen, but answers at passgradepod.com, or you can go to passgradepod.com and click contact. And then Jesse will forward over your answers questions, but answers or hashtag PTG answers to at Pass Grade Pod on Twitter is the best way to get your questions read. This, guys, is the answers segment.
Well, if you just answered the question, why don't you just answer the question? Be honest, no big deal. Yeah, answer the question.
Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Any questions?
All right, our first question this week comes to us from our podcast son, Skylar Lester. At OMG, it's Skylar on Twitter. And Skylar says, has anyone ever thought, oh, good, a musical episode when watching a non-musical show?
Yes.
I think people have. I don't.
It's rare. There's
But
a
I do
lot of
think some
times when I
people
hate
have.
it. But I got to tell you, the episode of How I Met Your Mother when Barney is singing about his suits, that's a great fucking episode. And which I recently found out there's a line where he goes, girls will come and girls will go, but there's only one absolute. And then something about keeping your suits or something. I don't remember. But I remember I found out recently that Neil Patrick Harris thought the line was supposed to be girls will go and girls will come. But he thought it was funnier if he starts off the song with girls will come. It's just little bits like that. That's
There
great.
you go.
And yeah, occasionally I do like a musical episode. I will say the Scrubs one sucked. Was not a fan of that one.
Yeah, I mean,
But some shows do it right.
I would say it's about 50-50.
Oh, I don't even know if it's that high.
Well, because sometimes like it's good. All right, cool. This is funny. But then like Bob's Burgers, I feel like goes into a lot of songs. And there's times I wasn't feeling a musical right now. But
Yeah, it's sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. They're not all winner. But South Park's one that can do it.
But has
They don't
anybody
do
ever been
much
like,
show.
oh, good, a musical episode? I think so.
Oh, actually, yes. Theater kids fucking love it every goddamn time.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's what it is. It's the theater kids.
So I would say yes, they have. Somebody has been like, a musical episode when they were watching a show that was not a musical.
Yeah. Also, you just got to have the right talent. Like Neil Patrick Harris is what made that episode. He's fucking really good. If you just have a bunch of actors that can't actually sing, all right, we're going to suffer through 22 minutes of bullshit.
Yeah. Jordan Welch at J_Welch2795 on Twitter says, if people are considered legally dead and legally drunk, shouldn't someone be able to be declared legally tired?
Well, the problem with that is where would that tie into the law? Like, sorry, officer, I was driving bad because I was legally tired. Like, that's not a good defense. Where would legally tired be a good defense?
I would say if you fall asleep at the wheel and you're sober, then legally tired would be what they would declare.
Well, you weren't impaired though. You weren't impaired by a narcotic.
You were so tired you fell asleep driving, so you were definitely legally really tired.
But you had a clear enough mental state because you weren't impaired by another substance. You should have known not to be driving. You're still liable. I should be a fucking lawyer, man. I'd be a great
No, but it's
lawyer.
still I'm saying you should be able to be like, they were legally tired there, which doesn't excuse anything, but it's like, yeah, at a certain point, dude's too tired.
Well, the law wouldn't get involved if it didn't have to do with the sentencing and all that shit. And if it's not going to matter, they wouldn't declare you legally tired.
You should be considered legally tired at times, though.
Here's the problem is most people are fucking pussies. So I would probably, I'm not even saying I'd have a high threshold for it, but I think I would have higher than most people to declare myself tired. But I still think there's way more people that are much higher than me. And then there's a bunch of people that are just complain too much. Like moms, you could say you're legally tired until that kid is at least 12 years old. Once they're 12, they have some independence and they can go out. But till then, it's all you. You're always legally tired. But I don't really have any responsibilities, so I don't think I can even ever claim legally tired. I wake up at fucking 11:30.
You could be legally blonde. I think you should also be able to be legally tired.
Well, here's the thing. You have to make a good movie out of it then. Legally Blonde is a thing because that movie was fucking awesome.
Well, we'll have to make another movie. We just get Jennifer Coolidge to do the bend and snap in it, and we'll be good to go.
Legally Tired, Howard, you got to make a banger. Like Legally Dead works. Weekend at Bernie's, great movie. I need a Legally Tired movie. Oh, actually, technically, we kind of do. You remember Rat Race?
Yeah.
Mr. Bean played a guy with narcolepsy. He was. That's it. Narcolepsy is legally tired.
If you have narcolepsy, you are legally tired.
It took a lot of bullshit to get there, boys, but we figured it out.
Sometimes you're gonna learn a couple things on this show. Hippos can't swim. You can be legally tired. Done.
Most times, it's a bad idea.
An hour and a half between ideas. An hour and a half between good ideas, but we got there.
When you let me talk, it's 99% of the time it's bad. 1% of the time I get somewhere.
You do the Aaron Rodgers thing. You just ramble on, and then you just hope that we pick up something in the 40 minutes that you're just nonsensically rambling.
Yeah.
Take narcolepsy.
Take with that what you will. That's what I should do. I should just ramble all the time, and at the very end, as long as I say, take with that what you will.
Dude, yeah. That's basically like, it is what it is. But it's like, I don't know what I just gave you, but here you go.
Which also, if you actually break down the words of it, and I'm not asking to do it, take with that what you will might be the weirdest sounding saying in the English language.
But no, it's the most like freeing, where it's like, take with that what you will, which means like, it might mean nothing.
Yeah. It also means like, I know what I said is bullshit, but like, hey, if you got something from it, fucking roll with it.
It is what it is, dude. It is what it is. You're like,
what it is.
I guess that's true. It is the thing that it is. Okay. That doesn't help me in anything, but thanks for just saying nothing to me while still saying something. Legally Tired, starring Reese Witherspoon.
No, it's got to star Mr. Bean with narcolepsy. Narcolepsy is legally tired.
But Reese is going to bring eyes to it, you know?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my girl Reese, but like, she ain't really A-list anymore. You know what I'm saying?
She's on the morning show, which is an Apple TV Plus thing. Big show.
That's right. I was thinking more like Jennifer Lawrence, you know.
Well, yeah, we can't all have mock draft women's every time. That's what Robert.
I'll draft women whenever. What if we just did that every week? We just drafted more women.
It's a different one. You get rid of the ones so you couldn't reuse any.
But what if it's the we just keep picking the same 12 every time?
It's different orders.
Who loses is now getting the number one pick.
Somebody has to take Caitlyn Jenner and lose immediately. You're like, fuck, she's last every single time.
No, you don't have to pick what other people pick.
No, it's only the 12
it's gonna
that we
change.
picked last
it's
week.
Gonna change every time, and I still just keep picking Caitlyn Jenner every.
It's like, God damn it! You know you're gonna lose every time. It doesn't matter.
I just wait for Robert to win once, so then he'll be forced to take Caitlyn Jenner. That's when I'll not pick Caitlyn Jenner, when he has the final pick and is forced to get. Make Robert look like a bigot.
That's a good question, Jordan.
God.
Narcolepsy. You are legally tired at that point. All right. Alex O gives us a good one. He is at Alex McThunder1 on Twitter, and he says, what would be the opposite of a plane, a boat, a car, and a submarine?
I'm gonna one answer for all of them. Rock. A rock doesn't fly. A rock doesn't drive. A rock doesn't float on water.
A rock like the country, or a rock?
A rock. And a rock,
a rock,
it will not glide through the water. It'll just sink.
See, I think I thought of this differently. Like, to me, a plane is the opposite of a submarine because it's a tube that's floating through the sky. A submarine is the opposite of a plane because it's a tube that's floating through the ocean. So those are, they offset.
Overground, underground.
Opposite of a plane is submarine. Opposite of a submarine is a plane. Then I put a boat blimp, because it just kind of floats. Just kind of floats along. Does that make sense? I mean, I don't know. I was trying to think of something that was like it's in the air, but it's kind of floaty. You can pop it so it would sink.
Maybe actually, you know what I would go with over hang glider is the opposite of a car because it is in the
car
air
was
like
the one
that.
I struggled with.
But
Car
here's
was the one
the
I
thing.
struggled with.
The way we're going to make it opposite, there's no engine in the hang glider. So that's why it's opposite of the car. I
What if
don't
the
know.
opposite of a car is like one of those big bubble things that you can get into and roll? Like you
Like
get
bubble
into
soccer,
it. Mm-hmm.
like a big hamster wheel for people.
Yeah.
Or
No
what
engine.
if
I
the
just put
op-
like horse, like a horse or a bike. That's
what
kinda
if the opposite of a
car.
car is a rack?
Iraq again?
No, it's just a rack, because it's car backwards. That's the opposite of a car. You can't fit anybody in a rack. I'm picturing like a rack that hangs like coats.
See, I think car is the toughest one because I was like a horse is kind of the opposite of a car.
What's the
Got-
opposite of a boat?
I said blimp because it just kind of like floats along.
Oh, yeah. What if the opposite of a boat is I'm not sorry? Because
What?
a boat is Canadian, and they always say
Oh.
they're sorry. Cha! I'm fucking proud of that one, guys. That was the worst joke ever made, and I've never been more proud of a joke. I've never been. I'm not joking. I've never been more proud of a joke. That was so bad in Canadian.
I wouldn't be that proud of it.
Oh, but I am. That's how my brain works.
Yeah, dude. Opposite of a car is really what's stumping me on this.
I'm just a rock. A rock is the
A
opposite of all
rock because it doesn't move. It doesn't move at all. Yeah. Okay. I think we go rock on car then.
But I do like that plane and submarine are opposites.
But
'cause
they're
it's
the
just
opposites of each. It's
one's
literally
flying
doing
above the
other
ground,
thing.
one's gliding underneath the
And a big
ground.
giant sealed tube. Like that makes the most sense. Car would maybe a hot air balloon.
I like that. I
Boat
like that.
also could be hot air balloon. Blimp, boat, kind of the same thing. You're like just in the sky, kind of going.
I like that. Yeah. Maybe a rickshaw.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds right.
That's the one where like the people are just like holding the two bars and you're sitting in the back and they're just running around.
A rickshaw.
Traditionally, it was an Asian guy running you around. You've seen that in old
Good
movies.
for not being racist. Shout out to you. A
Well, I
rickshaw.
said traditionally.
Oh yeah, okay, I see what you're doing.
I'm not.
It's like
Traditionally, it would be.
it's like a pedicab, but with a person instead of a bike.
Yeah, just the guy running you around with
That makes sense.
the hat. I have one of those hats. They're really cool, actually.
No, I like rock for car.
Yeah. All of them have
Opposite of a
advanced
car
answers,
is-
and then car, it's a rock.
It's just a rock. Opposite car is a rock. Opposite of a boat is a blimp. Opposite of a plane is a submarine. Opposite of submarine is a plane. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Look at us figuring things out. All right. Next one we got is from our buddy Quentin. Use @Q the Ace on Twitter, and Quentin says, "Power rank these words that are used to describe something that's good: slaps, plays, fucks, nails, and goes hard." All right, I did some research on this, and by research I mean I sat down and tried to say them as many times as I could to be like, what sounds like something is the coolest, like the best, right? Fucks, because like going back, Chili's fucks, boys, and we know Chili's goes fucking hard, but you
Chili's
go
fucks.
you fuck before you go hard, right? Chili's fucks. If something fucks, like that's all the way. That's you got laid, right? That's the coolest it can be. Chili's fucks, something that fucks. Number one. Number
Yeah,
two.
fucks. Yeah.
Number two is nails. They're like, dude, that's nails. That's fucking nails, bro. That's basically saying fucks, but doesn't sound as cool. 3 is slaps, because slaps is it fucks, but it's like, dude, this is the shit, bro. This fucking slaps. It's not nails yet, but it slaps. It's like, all right, this fucking like, because it's usually when you hear something like if Pat were to play me a cool song, I'd be like, all right, it slaps. It slaps. It's like I'm coming around to it, but it's not just fucking nails, bro. Like nails, you absolutely nailed something. Fucks is like just even above nails. Slaps is third, goes hard is fourth, and then plays is fifth, because like saying like that plays, that's basically like, I'll allow it. That's not as cool. Like that's not as good as something that, dude, that fucking goes hard, which is then before slaps, which is then nails, which is then fucks. So fucks, nails, slaps, goes hard, and plays 1 through 5.
I want Robert to go next.
Yeah, Robert.
I don't know why. I just want to hear Robert's list.
All right, I'm gonna go slaps, Fs, plays, goes hard, and then nails.
Nails 5.
Nails 5.
I gotta say, I'm closer with Robert than I am with Alex. Number one, I mean, fucks. Like if you go, dude, this ice cream sandwich fucks. You're like, goddamn, that's a good ass ice cream sandwich. 2 is goes hard. Like I don't understand how that wasn't number 2 for you, Alex. It's like, dude,
Nails is like, dude,
dude, but
dude,
dude,
it's nails.
But
goes
dude,
hard is like, it's good.
But dude, The Sopranos goes hard.
But The Sopranos fucks. It doesn't go hard.
Dude, The Last of Us goes hard, dude. No, I would say The Sopranos goes hard. And fucks is great. I would not say The Sopranos fucks. It's just there's also a vibe. There's also, it's not saying it's less than fucks in this. There's a vibe that goes to it. So The Sopranos goes hard.
The most it can be.
3, I'm gonna go slaps, just because I should not ever be saying slaps. It's so ridiculous that it's a fun thing to say.
That shit slaps, bro.
We are past the age range of being able to say it slaps, but I will lick my buddy dead in the eyes and go, dude, this donut slaps. Yeah. Only with like my closest friends. I would not be at work. Like I just no. What else? After that, I'm gonna go plays. If somebody says something, yeah, that plays. And then last one, I'm going nails 5, because I just, the only time, there's one time I think you can say nails, and it's like a relief pitcher coming in. You're like, dude, yeah, he's nails. Don't worry about it.
Nails
Other
is like
that,
the most like set.
No,
nails is like,
when other do you say nails? Nobody
nails.
says nails outside of it's a relief pitcher coming in. Yeah, dude, he's nails.
But I still
like, I'm not gonna be like, dude, this sandwich is nails, dude. I would never say that. I have never said that. The only time I've ever used nails is in context. Maybe it's not always a relief pitcher. It's probably just any pitcher. But specifically, I feel like a relief pitcher. Like, dude's coming in the 8th inning, you're up 1, and there's 2 outs. You need to get 4 outs, and be like, yeah, dude, it's okay though. He's nails.
That makes it seem like he's set.
Ryan Presley's nails, but it's only in one situation. I would
rather
never
have somebody that's nails than somebody that goes hard. It makes it seem like it's like, oh, Ryan Presley goes hard,
but we're not only talking.
Nails. I'm in on that.
We're not only talking about baseball. I would never say Ryan Presley nails, or I mean, I thought you were saying Ryan
Presley is nails.
Ryan Reynolds.
You wouldn't.
I would say
Ryan
Presley. I would say Ryan Presley's nails. I would say Ryan Reynolds fucks.
Well, fucks is the best one to me.
But there's vibes to it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would never say.
But if something fucks, that's as cool as you can be.
Ryan Reynolds is nails. No, nails is specific to baseball. It's only for baseball.
I disagree with that.
That's what that's my thinking.
That's why we power rank. That's why we power rank these things.
Yeah, and 2 of us have nails last. Surprisingly, one of them was a baseball guy.
Give us 5 things to power rank, and we will power rank them. Hashtag PTG answers. We like our power rankings.
Power rank ways that Pat pisses off Alex.
Good one, Quentin. All right, final one we got this week from Texas Cat Daddy, aka Brandon Davis. He's at a stream of cream on Twitter. And Brandon says, isn't it weird that somebody who snores doesn't wake themselves up? They do. I've woken myself up snoring before.
I have. I would not consider myself somebody that wakes himself up snoring. And I snore
I don't think
every fucking night of my life. Yeah.
But
Like, I
I've
think you have to
definitely been
regularly
like,
do it.
I've definitely like felt myself like snoring and woken up because of it. So like I think that
So-
like that you wake yourself up from snoring.
So
do.
like sleeping, it's almost never. If I'm like, you just pass out on the couch and you do that. But that's also like your head falling. I don't know if it's really the snore
I
that's waking
drink
you
and
up.
my mouth is open. And was like, you snore all the time when you're drinking.
Oh yeah, especially drinking. But,
But
and also I just snore anyway.
Oh
'cause
shit.
I've got a very small nose and I'm fucking fat as shit. So my body is like, get the oxygen in. So I just snore constantly.
So I do think that people wake themselves.
I
up
don't think
snoring.
it's. Well, yeah, he goes, but isn't it weird that somebody who snores doesn't wake themselves up? I don't think it's weird not to wake yourself up.
Because you're
snoring,
asleep.
though.
But I
Yeah,
think
I'm
people
past
do
the
wake
fuck up.
themselves up.
It's gonna wake
It's
you
fu-
up. You hear it. I'm asleep. My brain has shut off, and I'm literally on brain autopilot, where the only thing my body's doing is breathing. So no, it's not weird that I'm not waking up to that. My brain is off.
Have you ever been like you like stayed somewhere where like somebody has like sleep apnea, obviously, and it's like I remember for a wedding before, like all the dudes stayed in this big like bunk room, and like one of the dudes there just like obviously had some sleep shit, but I guess he would do the. It was like fucking just like it was like
That was
cartoony.
really good.
It was like cartoony, where it was and you're like, is he gonna breathe again? Is he gonna breathe again? Did he stop breathing? Oh no! Oh no! You're like, I feel like this guy is dying. I feel like I'm listening to somebody slowly die. And it's like, no, that guy just sleeps like that every night. And he stops breathing 400 times throughout the night. And it's probably not great long term, but it's just like, that guy's completely at peace and not waking himself up because he doesn't fucking need to breathe half the time. And he can just sleep like that. And it's like,
Yeah.
I know that like you're not getting the full rest and stuff, but it's like, if somebody can do that, like, I'm not surprised at all that somebody can snore and not wake themselves up, because I've been in rooms where people can do that. And you're like, everybody else is awake, but that guy's just comfortable to sleep because you can flip that switch off. And I think at a certain point, like I don't think I snore all the time. So I do think that I can wake myself up. I think if you snore all the time, you don't wake yourself up snoring because it's just the norm. I think you can, if you're not regularly a snorer, when you do snore, it's foreign to you. So you're like, I woke myself up doing that. And I don't know if I hear myself snoring and that's what wakes me up, but I feel like I feel myself snoring and that's what causes me to wake up.
I mean, technically, it is very bad for you because you are technically waking yourself up. It's like, bam, you're waking up fucking 10 times every minute because you're not like they've tried that. Like, that's what it was for my dad. My dad was waking up. I think they said like for like 5 times a minute. It was something crazy to where like if my dad didn't get his sleep apnea test or his sleep apnea machine, very likely he would have had a heart attack in these last like 4 fucking years. Well, it's so bad, which I assume is coming for me. Like, that's the fucking elephant in the corner of the room right now. That's like, yes, Pat, you've never had anything medically wrong with you that hurts, but you're gonna die. Your heart is in serious stress. But it's just, like you're snoring. You're fucking out. You're dead to the world. You're not doing it. It's everybody else that is getting woken up by it.
It's crazy.
But if you think you have sleep apnea and you have insurance, guys, please go get checked for it. My dad said it changed his goddamn life when he got that machine.
Well, because it's like you're trying to do the act of sleeping, but you're just not getting any of it. And it's crazy. Not like, I know Apple Watch has the like sleep tracker thing, but I know Fitbit, you just sleep with it on. You don't have to charge it as much. And it's crazy if you see people like have like, if you just Google it, like I've seen it on Twitter where it's like, I have sleep apnea and this is what my sleep tracker looks like. And it's just like, there's no straight time of sleep. It's just like all like jolted, like you were awake here, you're awake here, you're awake here.
I want to get one so bad.
You're awake here, you were asleep, you're awake here. And it's like, that's exhausting to just look at over a whole night.
I want to get it.
But imagine trying to sleep for 8 hours and you're not really sleeping for 8 hours. You think you're sleeping, but you're just like stopping breathing for half of that time.
Like, I know the one thing that I know about myself is I have to get low quality sleep. Like, I know that's true. There's no way. Like, I know I snore. I know I grind my teeth. I stay up too late. I wake up too early after staying up too late. I don't get good REM sleep because I drink too much. I want to get a Whoop or like a Fitbit or one of those so badly.
Bleep those out. No free ads.
And I will laugh so goddamn hard when I like sleep with it on. It'll be like, yeah, dude, you slept perfect all night. Like that's my key. So that my body just somehow sleeps perfectly.
There's people that get like the recovery.
It would just piss off
Mine would
everybody I
just-
work with.
Mine would just be like 0% recovery, like every single night. I feel like.
I know, yeah. There's no way I'm getting like more than 5. Like at work, the other minute they call me God's favorite because like it doesn't make sense. You don't get sick. You treat your body like shit. Nothing hurts. You don't have back pain. All this shit, and they're like, so you have to be God's favorite. I would love to get that to turn in further evidence, just to make the other managers I work with more depressed. That for some reason, my life is going better than it should be.
But if you do those tests and it comes back bad, then it's like, oops.
Well, I'm not gonna. But here's the thing: at that point, if that happens, then I'm just like, okay, maybe this will motivate me to start working out a little bit. But also, it's probably just like, okay, well now I know, but I'm not changing anything. It's me we're talking about.
Right. Like I'm setting my way. Can't teach
I
the old
am
dog
what
new
I am.
tricks. Can't teach the old dog new tricks.
C'est la vie.
Robert, do you snore?
I do not typically. I have before, but yeah, it's very rare.
Yeah, I don't think.
Oh,
I'm
no,
an
ask right
everyday
now.
snorer.
She's right there. Ask.
Oh,
Like, hey,
she's
do I
like,
snore?
that's why I hit you.
Oh,
I
ask
hit
her.
you
Is that
because you
ask
snore.
her? Did you hit me because I snore?
No, it'll just motivate her to hit
No,
him more.
no, it does happen very rarely. It's like when it does happen, Sam will usually like record it, so she'll play for me in the morning.
But you can still ask her. Did you hit me? Because she could have hit me. She could have hit you and then started recording.
You can record those things where it monitors like if you talk in your sleep or like if you burp or if you stop breathing and it can sense that. Like you need to have one that also measures like if you get smacked in the middle of the night. It's like that was a hit. At 1:47 a.m. I was hit while sleeping. And it's like, see, Sam, we have the evidence to back it up. And then you can be like, and also at 3:24 a.m. and at 4:15 a.m. These raw slaps that were recorded, there's hard evidence right there. And she'll be like, fuck.
I think my top 3 favorite fruits would be pineapple, pineapple, and pineapple.
He's crying out for help and we're laughing.
He is. So everybody just reach out. Thanks a lot, Sam, for hitting Robert. Wow. But on that
Just the
note,
2
on
hair
that-
colors are for her 2 personalities, abusive and more abusive.
Right. You just hope it's not more abusive. But on that domestic violence note, that's been episode 505 of Pass the Gravy. Darling Like a Marlin 3, Return of the Marlin, the beer release this Saturday, March 18th. Party on St. Paddy's Day, but save a little left in the tank for Saturday. This coming Saturday, day after St. Paddy's Day, 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe, us at Southern Star Brewing Company. We're going to be just having a party, man. Come hang out with us. It's going to be a ton of fun. And I cannot wait. It's been a minute since we've been up to Southern Star. D's cooking, #1 in my crawfish power rankings in the 164 consecutive weeks of crawfish. They will be there. And
So
I'm
excited.
fucking stoked. I am fucking stoked about D's cooking being out there. I can't wait to have some of that crawfish. I can't wait to try some Echo and Conroe. I can't try to try some D-Lamb 3. Can't wait to hang out with all you guys and gals in the Gravy Gang. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm stoked. So make sure you mark your calendars for that. We will see you this Saturday. Robert has a podcast called A Recent Study Suggests. You can check that out anywhere you listen to this right now. So go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. New episodes every Monday with him and his abuser, Sam. I think maybe it's a hostage type situation. I don't know. I also do the Claire Big Blue podcast. It's a New York Giants and an English Premier League podcast. I do that with my friend Mike Fish. We just did our 100th episode yesterday. You can go listen to that wherever you're listening to podcasts. You can also just go search Claret and Big Blue podcast on YouTube and watch the video version as well. We stream live every Tuesday at 5:00 Central Time. If you'd like to tune in, I know our buddy Alex always tunes in for that one. Please give us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you're listening to podcasts. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel, Pass the Gravy Podcast on YouTube. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers so we can maybe get some more YouTube ads or some shit like that. Share us with a friend. That's the best way to help the podcast grow. And be sure to be out there at Darling Like a Marlin 3, our beer release this Saturday at Southern Star Brewing Company. Let's go Roughnecks. Let's go 5-0. 10-0 all time. Best of luck to everybody in free agency that is not a Cowboys or Eagles fan. I hope your teams all fucking suck if you're a Cowboys or Eagles fan. I hope they do terrible shit in free agency. And have a great rest of your week. Go Roughnecks. Until we talk to y'all next time. Pass the gravy. ya bitches.
She had those apple bottom jeans and the boots with the fur and the boots with the fur. She had them baggy sweat